Yo, we're live. We're broadcasting you live from sunny all over the place. Oh yeah, not sunny at all then. Because that's right. Because this is going to be exploding in your feed, exploding full of spoilers, full of hot takes, hot opinions, hot off the press, brand new movie. Who's this guy? Yeah, which guy? You mean this guy? This freaking guy right here? Movie star. That's Keanu Reeves. Yeah, give us your best Keanu Reeves impression. Nailed it. Fucking nailed it. Yeah, I mean, we can give it a few minutes. We can just chill. I mean, how's your guys' day going? What have we been doing? What were we doing before this?
Oh, go ahead. Oh. I was getting mad at, I was playing, oh gosh, what's it called? Sonic Adventure 2. And I'm on.
Perfect.
Yep. So I'm the newbie to the fandom. The very first game I played was only a couple months ago, Sonic Adventure. And so here I am, Sonic Adventure 2. I'm on a level where I'm playing as Rouge the Bat, and I have 5 minutes to find the Chaos Emerald. Now, mind you,
oh, that's a tough one.
Every other treasure hunt level as Rouge the Bat has taken me no less than 30 minutes. So,
oh my god.
I don't think I'm beating this.
The first time I played that level, just pure anxiety, just seeing that timer go down.
That's me. Somebody gave me a walkthrough, and I still can't do it. I'm trying to do it off stream, so stream doesn't have to suffer through it.
Well, that's awesome. That's perfect, though. This is like Sonic Adventure 2, the movie, basically. So you're in the right mindset, I think.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Oh, I learned that Big the Cat.
Oh, ow, in my freaking head. yeah. There's 3 people who could be hit with the plushie. Trying to break the stream. Yeah, honestly, I'm jealous of them too. I wish I could watch my stream, you know?
It's getting beat up. I just hear it going crazy.
I don't ever. Is this what your viewers do, AJ? They just come in to assault you with plushies?
Yep, that's.
Well, we got a lot of refunds coming their way, I think. Oh, it's not doing it. He ate the plushies. My God.
Oh my God. Shadow's just growing.
You've been muted this whole time? Oh, amateur streamer. What is this? Oh my gosh. So we were basically running the stream this whole time.
Is that?
Talking to a ghost.
Oh no. I think there's something on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there is something.
They can't hear you.
Yo, pro streamer. That's me.
Shadow's just looking lost right now.
Whoa, my mic setup. No wonder it was odd earlier. Maybe.
Whoa.
Whoa.
He suddenly got so loud.
Did it get loud?
Yeah, definitely. Not like it wasn't too loud for me, but like it, I was just surprised.
Is that better? Can y'all hear me now?
Tired.
Let's see. Yep, there it goes. That's working. All right.
Okay.
Amateur to pro.
I didn't have much to say earlier anyway. Oh, wait, I did say, because, so earlier, Pastor Paul has mentioned that she just got into the fandom recently. And I was I'm just envious that her audience can experience her first time on all this. Because there is so much Sonic content to consume. Hundreds of games.
I have made the agreement to play all the canon games that I can. I'm gonna try to get through all of them. Originally I was like, I'm gonna play every Sonic game, and then they were like, y'all, that's like 200 plus games.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And I was like, oh, okay, so just the canon ones in. So we're making a list right now. My audience is helping me come up with a master tier list and a play order, and we're gonna start that.
I mean, that'll be interesting. I'm not even sure what the Sonic canon is right now.
Yeah, I don't think
jumps around
Sega
the
knows.
place, but yeah, I don't think Sega knows. But
I think they hired like 2 people to try to do this.
I'm sure your community is gonna get you to play the best ones though. So yeah, it'll definitely be.
Well,
It'll be fun.
my community got me into the Sonic fandom by convincing me to play Sonic Adventure for my first game. That was a horrible experience, and I regret letting them have that power over me. Big the Cat haunts my dreams.
Oh well, yeah, okay. That I was thinking like, wow, why would she say that? Oh yeah, Big.
Yeah.
That would do it.
Oh yeah. And what I
Yeah,
just
you like
learned.
that high speed gameplay, and then take like 30 minutes to fish, to slow down.
Yep. And then,
Perfect.
so there's a clip somewhere floating around out there of me absolutely losing my mind when I got to the boss fight as Big the Cat, and it's just
my God.
fitting. I lost it. I couldn't believe it. And then yesterday we're playing through Sonic Adventure 2. It's my first time playing it. I look over, and who's sitting out there staring at me like a creep in the middle of a level? Big the Cat. I screamed. It terrified me. It was awful.
Oh, tell me there's a clip of that.
There's a clip of that somewhere, and I have a screen grab of it where he's like leaning over a ledge, just looking at me with those piercing yellow eyes. It's
That's
horrifying.
perfect.
It's too good. And she keeps bumping to the Big the Cat Easter eggs on Sonic Adventure 2. It's like, oh damn, that's very extremely lucky. That doesn't happen often. Most people
Yeah, those
don't.
are rare.
Most people haven't even seen it, like a single one.
Tather in the chat says I should throw plushies at myself in real life when they redeem it.
Do it.
Maybe I should. You know what? I'll be right back. You guys keep going. I'm gonna grab my Sonic plushies and
Hell
shower
yeah.
myself in them.
Chat, don't listen to Grimmy. They don't know what they're talking about. I refuse to accept this weird opinion of my fan base that I'm Cream the Rabbit. I'm not Cream the Rabbit. Cut it out, you hooligans.
He's totally Cream the Rabbit.
What is? You know what they told me yesterday? The two choices they have for me is I could either be Cream the Rabbit or Sticks the Badger, but no in between. What's that
Really?
about?
I like Sticks. Although I don't really know them very well. But from what I've seen, they seem very funny.
Sticks is crazy. He's feral. Oh my God, Grimmy. I forgot about that. That dang punishment wheel. Worst idea I've ever had.
We can show that right now, actually.
Don't you
Let's
dare!
Let's do
Pull
it.
that up.
I'm gonna cry.
Where is it?
Why would you do this to me?
I'm blind. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Has been brought to my attention that my viewers may be right, and I am, in fact, I am Cream the Rabbit.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, that confirmed.
Caught in 4K. That's crazy. You gotta open with that kind of thing. You gotta let us know. We have a
Gotta hide
celebrity with us.
I got-
All right, so I guess we should introduce ourselves for the VOD, and maybe any viewers that might not know one of us or two of us or all three of us. 'Cause I don't look at the list. Either way, it'll be good for the VOD. How do we start?
All right, well, I'll go ahead and start. My name is Practical. I'm at Twitch on B3 Practical. I stream a variety of games. I'm also a professional Sonic fan. Paid salary. So I today will be giving us a full plot recap of Sonic 3 and taking us through the entire movie once again so we can all relive it in our favorite moments.
Why do you like Sonic so much? What's going on there?
I'll never admit that on camera.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. He's just
Is
real
he?
cool. You know, he's just real cool guy. I want to be cool like that.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Oh, how about what are your? Let us know what are your three favorite Sonic characters? If you had to pick three.
Ooh. Well, not to be a basic B, but Sonic for sure is on there. I'm also a big fan of Blaze. I think Blaze is real cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. And third, oh boy. I think I'm gonna have to go with freaking Princess Elise. No, I'm kidding.
What?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Third, I don't know, probably Kay. Kay's cool.
Solid choices.
It's the homie.
Should I go next? Pulse? You wanna go?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, since my name is Anime Jesus. Most people say AJ. Right now, I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form, and I just started streaming a couple months ago. I like it. I'm very excited to be here with my friends here, Practical and Pastor Paul's, talking about the Sonic movie. I've loved Sonic since even before I spoke American English. Actually, I just love the little blue bird.
He
since
used
I
to
was a
speak
kid.
British English, actually. But thankfully, through lots of treatment, he was cured of that ailment.
Yes. Bottle of water and all that nonsense. Yeah.
Whoa.
A bottle of water. Wobby.
Wolby.
English breakfast. But yeah. I've been I've always like really liked Sonic. You know, the little cute little creature. I always thought it was cool. I always thought the shoes he wears was cool. Sonic Adventure 2 happened, and I was absolutely in love with the series, and I've been stuck here since as long as I can remember.
Who are your 3 most favorite characters?
Shadow.
Nice. Makes sense.
Tails, and third, I feel like I answered this question like just yesterday, and I already forgot what I. There's so many good characters. I'm gonna go with Metal Sonic. I think Metal Sonic is pretty badass.
Wow, that's a sophisticated answer.
I think for anyone that played Sonic Heroes, I think to this day, the stuff with Metal Sonic brings a tear in my eye. I like Metal Sonic. Without spoiling Sonic Heroes.
Based. And what about you, Pastel?
For me, my name is Pastel Paws. I'm a VTuber and a variety streamer. Normally I look a little different, but today I get to be Amy Rose. My lifelong dream is coming true. Let me think. For the Sonic fandom, I'm brand new. Up until this year, my Sonic knowledge was pretty much cool movies, and he's a blue guy that goes fast. I'm not even going to pretend like I was a fan beforehand. I really wasn't. I didn't know just about anything about him. Of course, I knew of the games, things like that, but that's it. I really became a true fan after the torment of Sonic Adventure. And I was convinced, I was told I have to play Sonic Adventure 2 per the movie that just came out. And that sent me down a lore rabbit hole of Shadow. And now I'm a diehard fan. I yesterday was at my local GameStop hanging out, and I screamed with excitement when I saw the Amy Rose Squishmallow there, and I bought it. She's my daughter.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
with me right now.
I
Yeah,
didn't even
so
know there was Sonic Squishmallows. That's amazing.
yeah, they have a whole set. The one I've been looking for like a month now is the Shadow one, and nobody has it. But I didn't know they had an Amy one too, so I was very excited. Yeah. And top 3 favorite Sonic characters. I think, based on everything I currently know, which is not a lot, my favorite is probably... I definitely have to go with Amy. I love her. She's pretty fun. I mean, I can't say she's my favorite when I think about it. I think my favorite's Shadow. I do really like him. He's a cool little edgy hedgy. He's fun.
Edgy hedgy. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Base.
And I think Blaze looks really cool. I want to know what her deal's about because I don't know anything about her, but she looks cool. And other than that, Amy's probably one of my other favorites up there. I just, so far from what I've seen of her personality, I'm not a huge fan currently. She's just a fangirl, and I wish she was more. You know, I wish she had a little bit more power behind her punch. Yeah, she just...
Yeah.
In the current games that I've seen and the current shows that I've been able to watch, she's doesn't have a lot going on, and it's a little disappointing. I wish she was a little more. But who knows? Maybe she gets better. I've been told she gets better in the later games, so I'm excited to see what happens there. And I can tell you my least favorite character is Big the Cat. I hate him. He's the worst.
Well, that's controversial. I think a lot of the Sonic community might not stand behind you on that one, but I'm not going to pretend like I don't understand where you're coming from.
From my experience from the Sonic community, they don't agree on anything. They get mad at you if you like stuff. They get mad at you if you hate stuff.
Real and true.
But yeah, that's us. That's who we are. Oh, be sure to follow us. Follow me.
Oh yeah.
Follow Pastel Paws. Follow
better.
Practical.
Better, guys, especially you, Gremlin.
Oh, Grimmy is
Calling out him specific. Or her.
Grimmy is like the super
are.
fan
Not being.
for me and and AJ. We love
They're yelling
Grimmy.
at their cat.
I got a shout out.
I'm getting a
Oh,
cat
special.
base off me. Woo! Woohoo! There.
Ooh,
AJ cat.
fun. I've been trying to work on those drawings I said I was going to do, turning us into Sonic characters. It's going. Sonic body proportions are kind of weird to draw. I'm a little freaked out by it. It's a little different.
I'm gonna try practicing it soon. That sounds like fun.
It's overall it's fun. It's a lot different than I'm used to. I normally draw more of like a manga or anime kind of art style, so trying to transition to Sonic it's a little different. It's definitely different.
Sonic was definitely one of like the first things that I learned to draw because, well, yeah, like you were saying, there's a clear, distinct art style to it, but also yeah, there's no hiding. I was just in love with the franchise, so give me a pen and paper. That's probably what I'm drawing.
That's cool. I should draw Pokemon. Oh, I actually have a bunch of Sonic OCs. Maybe I should have showed them. I should have.
Oh yeah.
I should have got them ready. I don't have them ready. Oh,
I hear within the Sonic fandom, I hear your like people's OCs are all or nothing kind of thing. Either they're super overpowered, edgy, crazy, dark backstory, or they're like just a cute little guy.
That's
And there's
usually
like
the
no
case.
in between.
Yeah. That's exactly it. I'm the latter. My OCs are usually pretty, just cute little things, all useless, no power.
When I was 11 years old, made my first Sonic OC, and it was just so what I did. I took Sonic, and I made him from blue to red, and I'm like, I'm done. That's it. Let me slap my name on that, and yeah, didn't keep that one for long. Well, okay, I'm lying. I kept it for a long time, but
Still have it. Still drawing it. Got a commission on its way.
if you zoom in on the corner of my profile pic, he's there.
Really? Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm lying.
Oh, I was about to go pull that up.
But without further ado, maybe, should we get into the spoiler cast? Is it time?
Should we talk about Sonic 1 and 2 real quick? What are maybe our thoughts
good
on
idea.
those two?
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Where do we begin? I mean, let's take this back to the very first trailer. We'll try and make this brief because we could probably talk about this for a long time.
The
but
original trailer?
Very first trailer, yeah, with the original design.
Oh, we
this
gotta pull
freak
that
of
up.
nature. Oh gosh, what was Hollywood thinking?
I love this trailer. Oh my god! Oh, I can't wait to get back here. Actually, now that you brought this up, here you go. Let me pause the music. This is history. Y'all looking at history right here. Pause, have you seen this?
It's been maybe not. Okay, now I have questions. Oh,
Oh man.
Oh my god, he's so ugly.
ago, an energy surge knocked out power across the entire Pacific Northwest. This needs someone who can figure out exactly what we're dealing with.
My heart was shattered when I saw this.
We have no choice.
Like, what did they do to my boy?
What the?
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I am.
Nope. Wrong. I'm in charge. Allow me to clarify. In a sequentially ranked hierarchy based on level of critical importance, the disparity between us is too vast to quantify.
I couldn't
Which is
even
dumb.
appreciate how
But,
genius
thanks
Jim
for
Carrey
basic.
was here.
Listen, pal. I don't know
Because
if you realize
I'm sorry.
all
I
the
didn't hear what was your
discussion
name.
was this design.
Nobody cares. SFPD. Meow.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on. Okay, pal, I want answers.
Basically, it looks like I'm gonna have to save your planet.
Okay.
No, but thank you for
Thank God they didn't show this Sonic at Fortnite dancing.
Whatever this creature is, our job is to secure it, neutralize it, see what makes it tick.
Gangsta's Paradise's chef kiss. I love it.
Took 9 million steps today.
Fast to look horrified right now.
Yeah, I see. Like, what am I looking at?
Stay in there and be quiet.
It's horrible.
How much
I
longer?
didn't realize they made a full trailer with Ugly Sonic. I've seen a picture.
No.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
it's a child, but it's not mine. It's not
Yeah,
your
so
child.
that's the crazy thing about this is that people will actually speculate that it was a ploy, that they did this just to garner attention and then they weren't intending to actually use that design. But I don't believe it.
Nah.
They clearly had so much done, and I think it
it's
just
crazy.
yeah, it just goes to show how much pushback there was.
There was
They
too much-
actually went and
It's too
Remade
costly to make that what's the word? A bait. That looked too costly. They also delayed the movie by like a year because of it.
well, I mean, it definitely paid off for him because
Yeah.
the first movie had a budget of 85 million, had an opening of 58, but a worldwide box office of 320 million dollars. That's when they knew they had something special.
It was just cool to see though. It's cool to see that like fandom cry out for something to change, and then they like, okay, we're actually gonna change. And I thought that was pretty cool. That was the next
Actually,
thing.
I saw an interview with Jim Carrey recently, and he had said, about that when you're making like a video game movie, you got to make it for the gamers, because if you're not making it for them, who are you making it for? And I'm glad he says that, because I think, hopefully, ever since that moment, they've set a good precedent for video game movies that go give us what we want instead of trying to force something new or different, like
Makes sense.
that design.
Give
Yeah,
us
that
the
was,
ugly Sonic cut. Do it. Give us the first one with ugly Sonic.
Release
I want to see that. Sorry, pause.
Oh well, and like Agent Siderius, hope I'm saying that right, says the Chip and Dale movie. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I heard that ugly Sonic makes an appearance in it.
Yeah, it's a small spoiler, but yeah, there's a cameo there, and it is amazing. But all right, well, moving on from the design choice, just to give us a recap leading into Sonic 3. I mean, did you guys see Sonic 1 in theaters, or
I
know
didn't see
Cassidy
in
said you're coming in a
theaters.
little late, so
I didn't see
I
it in
saw this
theaters.
Yeah,
opening
I
day.
did.
Valentine, you did? Amazing. Because they changed the date to Valentine's, and you better believe my single ass went to that theater opening night and had a great time, because my expectations weren't the highest, and they overly exceeded them. Where I'm like, wow, this actually, I was expecting serviceable. I got actually good,
Yeah,
pretty good.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I
But then-
went.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
mean, to be honest, when I originally went to go see it, it was kind of more of like I wanted to see how bad they'd screw it up. Because
Yeah.
historically, Hollywood does horrible with video games and anime, converting that to a live action film. Awful. So I was like, let's see what they did this time. But I was surprised how much I really liked it. It was really good. I was very happy with it.
Amen.
I saw it with some friends on VR chat. Saw it virtually.
Nice.
Again, as like you, I was expecting serviceable. I was expecting to be like, good enough, like whatever. But instead, I was like, I just thought Sonic was adorable. Sonic was so cute in that movie. I was like, oh look, it's not just Sonic. It's like a little baby, a little kid, and it's adorable. I love how cute and funny it was. It was also very funny. I laughed a lot.
Yeah, also shouts out to Ben Schwartz, like taking on that role and just still being Sonic, but doing it in a different way. Of adding because he does a lot of improv. After that movie, I fell in love with like him and his career, and he's a super witty, super funny guy, and I'm glad they chose him for it because he did it justice.
Oh, we got a raid.
Oh, raid!
Yo, welcome Raiders. We are
Welcome in.
Rapid punches.
Yo, thanks Rapid. We're spoiling the entirety of the Sonic 3 movie. Although we're not up to that part of the discussion yet. Just a heads up, that is what we're doing. If you
There
don't
will
want to
be
get
spoilers.
spoiled for the Sonic 3 movie, this is your chance to cover your ears. Or lurk and have us on the low. I don't know. Or maybe if you have no interest in watching it, hey, maybe it's your chance to garner some interest into the Sonic fandom or the Sonic movies, especially the Sonic 3 movie. Because I'm gonna just say this right up. It sounded like I assume we all liked it. Did y'all like it?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
I think
shit.
we'll save that. We'll pocket that one. See what our thoughts are.
We're at the part we're talking about Sonic 1, but I think do we have more to say about Sonic 1?
No, I think maybe we've said our piece on that one. And let's move on to Sonic 2 real quick. Well, as far as plot recaps go, there's not a lot happened in Sonic 1. It is just, he came from another world. He's in Earth now. Eggman's there. He wins the end. Sonic 2 is where they actually start doing some world building and adding characters and fleshing it out a little bit. So probably a little more there. Sonic 2, what year did that come out? I've already forgotten. It came out 2022. So this was still like when COVID was more at a peak and people weren't going to theaters. So I think this one, I waited till the digital release, watched it at home, and loved it because, again, like I said, they fleshed stuff out. More characters came in. We had Tails, Knuckles, and the Emeralds coming into play, and a bigger budget, so a lot more going on. But what's your guys' experience with watching it?
Well,
Oh,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
the only thing I could really say about Sonic 2 that I remember, because I need to rewatch it. Actually, me and my community, we're going to be doing a movie night on my Discord where we watch Sonic 1 and 2 together.
Nice.
Because it's been a while since I've seen them, and I was thinking about that after seeing the third movie, that I wish I would have rewatched them beforehand. The second movie, though, I remember the one thing about it that I was not a fan of was the pacing. I remember thinking
Okay.
it was kind of slow paced, and I was.
So you didn't love when it turned into a completely different movie halfway through with like Bridezilla going on?
I know it was so weird. That was the one thing that got me about that movie, because I remember overall I really liked it. I was happy with it, but it was really oddly paced. It was pretty slow paced, and I didn't like that. I remember, because I do remember at one point, I think it was the same thing. If I remember right, I watched it on stream. I don't think I saw it in theaters. And I remember at one point checking my clock, because I was like, I feel like this has been going on for a while, and it feels out of place.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment of it. What about you, AJ?
So I was I'm gonna just say this right now. I'm a big fan of Idris Elba. They
Oh,
casted him for Knuckles, and I was like, this is kind of strange. But I'm a big fan. I was very suspect on the pick, but as I saw the movie, I do ended up liking Idris Elba as Knuckles. I saw the movie last year. I did not see it when it came out. Somebody kind of pulled me up, put me like, it's time for you to watch it. I was like, all right, here we go. We're gonna watch the Sonic 2 movie. I saw it with two friends. And I admit, every scene with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, I was like, oh, they're so cute. They're so funny. They're really funny. But when it came to the human characters, I was like, oh, this is kind of really slow, actually. Every time they kept calling up, I was like, I don't know what they're doing over here. I'm not feeling it every time it came up. But then, the Bridezilla, that scene with the wedding, I was dying.
I fucking love it.
I laughed so hard. I was like, this is the best part.
It's so bad, but it is the specific type of bad that becomes good, and it's just what that movie needed at that point.
That was so risky. I loved it. I loved it in the end. I was dying. I was like, oh, never mind.
and we're being honest. It clearly was like a decision to save on the budget to not animate these CG characters for like another 30 minutes. But I gotta hand it to the two actors from that scene. Let's see, Natasha Rothwell and Shamar Moore, who were the Maddie's sister and her groom. That was they ate that scene up.
I died. I was guffawing. I was in tears. But yeah, overall, I liked the Sonic. Oh yeah, let's get to the cool part of Sonic 2. When it becomes Chaos Emeralds and Super Sonic appears, and they fight the giant mech, and the friends come together, and then Knuckles is all about, it's our time to be a warrior, and all that nonsense. I loved it.
Pretty good Idris Elba impression.
Thank you. Oh, should we talk about? Did y'all see the? I know I saw the Knuckles with you, but Pastor, have you seen the Knuckles
talk
TV
about
show?
That.
I haven't actually seen the Knuckles TV show yet. It's on my watch list.
Now, I will say it evident. If you've seen Sonic 3, you would probably know that. Slight spoilers, not really. It's not really. It brought up a lot of the events of that series, so it's not like critical watch. And I would say overall, it is bad, but it's another bad that I just freaking love because we get more of Idris Elba as Knuckles, which again, he just eats up so well. He is such a perfect cast for that. And then he is paired with Adam Pally, which again is just another actor that since the first movie I fell in love with in his career, and just the shenanigans that ensues from those two playing off of each other, I think makes it worth the watch. And also just the amount of like references that happen in that for it being as low stakes as it is impressive.
That movie had me. I laughed so much. I like the. Well, I think this is an unpopular opinion though. I feel like it is. I don't think a lot of people were too crazy when it came out, and then nobody really talked about it.
Well, I mean, they shot themselves in the foot with that because they made it like a Paramount Plus exclusive.
Oh, yeah, true.
Nobody has that.
Yeah.
The only people who buy that are you're either there specifically for Knuckles or iCarly.
Oh.
I don't know how much overlap there is between the iCarly and Sonic fandoms. If there's any iCarly fans here, please let us know. But
I think it was Paramount. I had gotten it a while back, so I do have Paramount, and I'd always intended to watch the Knuckles series, but I got a while back because Paramount sometimes does these unique stream things. Well, they will movies that are out in theaters, they'll put it on their streaming service, so you can watch it from your home instead. I believe they did that with the Godzilla's movies. I'm a huge fan of the MonsterVerse, so I believe that's why I originally got it. Because if I remember right, they did that with the Godzilla movies, and I was very excited. So yeah, I think I need to double check, but I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it's
probably some
Paramount that did it.
more overlap there with the MonsterVerse fans in Sonic than iCarly. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
But yeah, now we can get to the meat of things. The Sonic 3
Yeah.
movie.
Sonic 3. Wow.
How do we start off?
Well, first, I'll take the reins here.
Spoiler alert! We're
but,
doing it! Sonic
yeah.
3!
We're going into full spoilers now. So if you don't want to be spoiled, keep watching the stream and just mute it and just stare at us moving around for the next hour or so. That's what you should do. But anyhow, I just have to say, I mean, what a ride. I didn't think we would get here. Again, when that first Sonic movie came out, I didn't think I'd be in my 20s watching a cinematic universe unfold for my beloved Sonic the Hedgehog. But
You know
I'm glad we
what
made it.
we could talk about before we really get into the meat and potatoes of the movie? Did you see the leading up to the movie, the animated videos they did with Sonic and what the hell was the thing called? The little clips, little videos they did. It was animated. It had Sonic, it had Maria, it had Emerald. They released
think I
them. I
did.
think there were 3 of them. I'm sorry, I said Sonic. I meant Shadow.
for
Um,
the so those I believe were for the game.
I've
Yeah,
seen 'em.
they did it for the game. Oh wait, maybe it was for the game. I thought it was for the movie. Never mind.
Well,
Never mind.
Because I mean, it's understandable that you bring it up because I mean the way that Sega has been doing the marketing, like the way they planned this out, they called it like they're doing the Year of Shadow. Where
Mhm.
this movie's coming out, they had Shadow X Sonic Generations coming out, and I mean, yeah, basically,
I think they did a manga too.
yeah, it ties in like perfectly well, and then they have the DLC within the game that is from the movie, which I don't know if you touched that yet, AJ.
Which, touch what?
The Shadow X Sonic Generations, like they have a movie Shadow DLC that's
yeah.
voiced by Keanu Reeves and stuff.
Oh, whoa. It was voiced by
Know
Keanu
that.
Reeves?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
But I did
Uh,
see what Paul is talking about. I did see those. Oh, they're so good.
Yep.
What is it that Omega says? I call dibs. I call dibs.
So I'm gonna admit I haven't seen them, but
Cool.
I saw the first like trailer one of it, but it looked cool. Haven't played the game yet either, but you know
Kill
we're
him.
here to talk spoilers. So
Yo,
if,
throw
if
plushies
anything
at him.
reminds you of it, I mean bring it up. No, don't throw plushies.
I'll do it. I mean, do it.
But let's get into the thick of it here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start off with some information about this movie. So
Ah.
Sonic 3
Thank you.
released. Oh, did they do it? I throw plushies. All right, I'm throwing them at AJ. Got a Sonic plush right here.
What the hell? Come on.
And I'm gonna. Hopefully, I don't miss. Like that. Perfect. All right. Now let's get into it. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 released December 20th, 2024. Directed once again by our guy Jeff Fowler. Music by one Tom Holkenborg, aka, as I'm sure all the cool kids know him, DJ Junkie XL. Which, what a freaking name for a cinematic score composer.
DJ Junkie
With-
XL.
A runtime of 1 hour and 50 minutes, a budget of $122 million. So the largest that we've seen yet, which is to be expected, and I think it shows. And so far, a box office of $27 million, outperforming the other movie that released on December 20th. Do either of you know what that is?
No.
Mufasa.
That's right, Mufasa, the Lion King.
Oh.
So yeah, right
A
now
very
Sonic
poor-
running circles.
Disney.
Yeah, the two CG animal movies coming out on the same day. It was a joy.
I believe, if I recall, I've seen memes on it, that every time a Sonic movie comes out, they like absolutely floor some other film that was supposed to do better. Wasn't it? Wasn't it like a Marvel film or something?
Well, I know that the first one was the highest performing video game movie of all time at the time that it came out. I can't recall if that was trumped by the Super Mario movie, but yeah, definitely always making a show when it comes out. So I got some trivia for us about this movie.
Oh,
Yeah, following the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Jim Carrey had announced that he was considering retirement from acting, as we might have heard. But producers Neil Moritz and Toby Asher stated that Carrey's role as Dr. Robotnik would not be recast if he followed through with his plans, but remained hopeful he would be willing to continue the role if the script was satisfactory for him. In February 2024, he confirmed that he was going to reprise his role for the film, making it the first time he starred in a movie, starred in 2 films as the same character, or more than 2 films as the same character. So Jim Carrey had a condition that he would only step back into acting if the script was written in gold. So what Jeff Fowler did is he literally printed Jim Carrey's copy of the script in 24 karat ink and had it delivered to his door.
that's awesome.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love it.
Nice trivia.
This Jim Carrey, and can I just say, Jim Carrey in this movie, what a treat. And
Oh,
the fact that we get
I could get
double.
hard into Jim Carrey for this film. So-
Don't quote him on that. Don't quote him on that.
Yo, all right.
Or do.
I'll admit right now, when I saw Jim Carrey on the Sonic 1 trailers, I thought he was like, okay. I wasn't as hyped as like most people. I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm better than you or anything like that. It was just, it was just like, oh, good. That's a satisfying actor for a satisfying role. I'm not gonna be upset at this. And I liked him in the first movie. I liked him in the second movie. But this third film, holy shit! I think he really like stole the show a little bit here.
He definitely, you could feel that he was treating this movie like it was gonna be his last, and thank goodness for that, because he went all out. Some more trivia for us here, because this movie, as we know, introduces Shadow the Hedgehog. So, as well as Keanu Reeves, Jared Leto, Jason Momoa, Robert Pattinson, and Johnny Depp were all considered for the part of Shadow.
Wait, say those names again.
Which Jared Leto,
The
Jason
Joker
Momoa,
guy.
the Joker guy, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, Robert Pattinson, the Batman, and Johnny Depp, Edward Scissorhands.
What?
I'm like, what, did he play a superhero? Were all considered for the part of Shadow, of which the N went to Reeves. But Jason Momoa, was also considered for the voice of Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which I think that could have been interesting, but I'm also so pleased with Idris Elba. I can't imagine it any other way.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I can't really picture the other ones doing as well as Keanu Reeves did. Because, like, okay, I'm going to expose myself right now. In middle school, I was 100% a Twilight girly. I was. So, for a long time, Robert Pattinson had a space in my heart.
Throw him. Do it.
For a long time, he had a place in my heart. And then I saw him in the Batman movie, and I hated it. I'm going to be honest. I hated it.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't
Sonic.
him. Well,
Get it.
it wasn't necessarily him. It was the way they dressed him up in that movie. You know, for the longest time, he was known
sexy?
as a... He wasn't sexy. It was his
Yeah,
hair.
just
It was his
dark
hair that was
brooding.
awful. It was like they gave him this
Constantly
long,
soaking
like,
wet.
well, it was just greasy looking. It
Yeah,
was
greasy,
nasty. It looked like
oily.
he didn't shower ever. And oh my God, I was so disappointed. I was so upset. And because of that, now I'm not sure if I trust him in other movies. I gotta be honest. I'm worried about it now.
Well, it definitely would have been interesting considering that it would have been a completely voice acting role,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I've
I know.
not seen from him before. Oh, actually, that's not true. I think he did do the English dub for a Studio Ghibli movie, actually. I forget which one. I think it might have been that recent one, The Boy and the Heron. I think he was in there.
Oh.
If anyone in
I don't
chat
think I've
knows.
seen that one yet. You know what? I'll Google it. He's our good friend.
But before we get into the plot, one thing I wanted to talk about and is our theater experiences. So when you guys went to the theater, I gotta ask, did you get any of the merch?
I was very
I did.
tempted.
I got the Sonic humping the popcorn box merch. I did.
Sonic humping the what?
Have
I don't
you
think my
seen
theater had
the
this. What is it?
popcorn box?
What?
I'm gonna look
AJ,
it
you gotta
up.
pull this up.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah, I
pull
have
this
to
up.
pull this up.
So
Okay,
what I saw
so-
was
One
go
of
ahead.
the
No,
merch
describe it.
options was it's Sonic and he's supposed to be like hugging this little red box for popcorn, but as the internet has pointed out, it looks more like he's humping it. I own that, and I have
my
Sonic
theater did
humping
not
the
have that. I
popcorn
gotta
box.
see this.
That's the only merch that my theater had, and I said, I need this. I need this in my life, and now I have it sitting at home with me.
Is it this one?
Yep, it's that one. See, from the
Sonic-
front,
I
it
don't
looks
trust Sonic.
fun.
He cut a hole in
Yeah.
that.
Yo, this looks like a.
I ain't chancing that.
Yeah, y'all seen Dick in the Box? That's a very old meme.
So at my theater, we did not have Sonic humping. There was two. There was one that I've seen in other theaters online on Instagram and stuff. That was just Sonic's head, and you open up his cranium and eat the popcorn out of it. I was gonna get that, but once I got there in person, I'm like, that looks kind of cheap, and wouldn't hold very much popcorn. But I got the other one, which is gonna be this guy here, this tin bucket with a lid, and all the Sonic characters on it. Pretty cool, pretty impressive, I know. It comes with a lid. However, I wouldn't recommend using it because I would check with your theater if they use rat poison to clean the bins, because once I covered my popcorn halfway through the movie, it turned the popcorn into ash.
Ugh.
At least that's what it tasted like. But you know, before that, pretty good. But also, a little more reusability in this one, I think.
That's cool. Man, I'm
And then I
jealous of both
also-
of you.
Trust me, we're not done, because I also got the holographic Sonic sippy cup.
Yeah, I saw that. You sent me that.
Yeah. And
Man, I should
they
have
give
gotten
you a
that.
choice. When you get your drink, they give you a choice if you want a Sonic or Shadow Topper, so I had to go with Sonic, of course. There's a little guy right there. Oh, yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up the Shadow version.
Yeah, I was curious. I actually haven't seen it, so I'm curious to see that.
Oh, I can't find a good picture of it. But it's basically the same thing, but Shadow sitting with his leg crossed.
And
Speaking of
one last thing on
merch-
the theater experience. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Mhm. I was just saying, for merch, I know Hot Topic is doing a special with the Sonic merch as well. I went there after the movie because I saw my movies at a mall. So I went there after, and I was disappointed in the section they allocated for it. It was a very small section. There wasn't a lot going on, especially because their website showed a lot of really cool merch, including little rubber duckies of the characters. It's
Oh,
great.
I've
Fantastic.
seen
I
those.
love it.
Those are adorable.
Let me see.
But yeah.
Oh, and one last piece of merch, not from this movie, but my mom got me this one Christmas. It's Sonic the Hedgehog with movie Sonic on it, and I'm like, Sure, Mom. I'll wear an ad for that first Sonic movie that came out like 2 years ago. But thank you. And look at me now, getting use out of it. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Is it that?
Yeah, they have them of
Oh
all the
my
characters.
God.
I think on my throne right now I have the Amy one. But they have it of, I think the ducks that I've seen are of Shadow, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles. They have a Eggman one. They have some characters. Like I thought I saw Cream too in the ducks. I know they have an Amy Duck one, and they have
SBO, Supersonic. Yeah, they have quite a bit of these.
What? So
Yeah.
they do have a cream duck?
I thought so. I thought I saw a Cream Duck, but that
I was gonna say that's
may
some
be
rare cream representation that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't really get elsewhere outside of Pastel's stream. So that's crazy that they did that.
They do have a Cream Funko Pop. I found it at my local Books A Million like
Oh.
2 days ago. I was very surprised to see it there. I took a picture. See, hold on. Let me see if I still have it. I can send it. Let's check. But I was very, very surprised to see that because I thought the same thing. I was like, "That's a." There we go. I sent it.
Siderius, does equipping the shirt help you run faster? Absolutely, it does. From my gaming chair to the fridge to the bathroom, the back. Better believe I'm setting records. Oh, look at that Funko Pop.
I think it's cream and cheese. I believe cheese is in there too.
I think you're just the creams are attracted to one another. That's how you're finding all these.
Oh my goodness gracious. There it is.
Adorable.
Yeah, Cream. They rarely give Cream any kind of attention. She recently appeared in a game, actually. What is that? The Apple Sonic game? Sonic Green?
Oh yeah, that Dream Team or something. I forget
Yeah.
what it's called.
Most people didn't play it, but from what
Well,
people
yeah, they want to make it
commented,
iOS
like, "Yo,
exclusive.
Cream? Like, what? Cream's back? What the hell?
Oh yeah, Siderius is right. Sonic Rumble coming out very soon.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it's definitely something we should get on when that comes out.
I didn't get any merch. I was very tempted to, but everything was so costly where I went to Times Square. Oh yeah, how about that? Yeah, I got that going. I saw the Sonic 3 movie on Times Square. Huge.
Oh, you
screen.
actually reminded me. One last thing about the theater experience. So I had gone to the theater the week before to see Wicked, and I went to see it in ScreenX. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with ScreenX because I sure as heck wasn't. But what it is they basically they get you the standard screen, and then they put projectors on the walls,
Whoa.
and they project images of like what you would see outside of the normal frame.
Really?
So when I went to go see Wicked, it was just busted. It wasn't working, and they're like, "Hey guys, sorry it's not working. Here's some free movie tickets." So I'm like, "All right, that pays for my Sonic tickets. Let's go." so I booked this movie to watch on ScreenX, and I wish I had more to say about it. It was interesting. They only had it for like select scenes, and there usually was not any information worthwhile. Only like once or twice would you look to the side and see like a character that wasn't revealed yet. But it was really funny because anytime there was a Sonic character, like the way they filmed it, they had these extra like footage, and like the characters just weren't like completely rendered. It was clearly like an early render, and they looked like garbage until they come onto the main screen. But yeah, that was unique, to say the least.
The most I got was the seats rumbled whenever explosions
Oh.
happened and all that.
Oh wow, got the 40x Sonic experience.
Yeah.
I unfortunately had a pretty bad movie theater experience, which just
Oh.
Oh
means
no.
I get to see the movie again.
Ooh.
Um,
Lucky?
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's just my experience unfortunately was kind of ruined. Next to me, of course, they had to sit right next to me, was a family with a very young child
Ooh.
who did not sit still, spent the whole movie screaming, yelling. At one point, they had their parents' phone blaring sound as they were playing a
Ah.
game on it. It was awful.
No.
Dang.
And
No.
yeah, the worst part was they were really loud, particularly during very important emotional moments. So I was pretty upset with that. But no big deal. Like I said, the good news is I get to see the movie again, make up for it.
Uh,
And next time I'm going is super late, where no little kids are gonna be there.
Good
Yeah.
call.
That was my aim. I went in early. Like, all right, kids should still be in school when I go in. Like I went in at 11:30. I think I saw 11:30 in the morning.
How full was your guys' theaters?
Not very. I think.
Mine wasn't either. I was surprised.
Yeah, mine neither. But I saw it on the 19th, the night before, so like the earliest screening. And I would say there was maybe like 4 rows max filled. Thankfully, not many children. It was like 7 p.m. that the showing was. There was like 3 children, and I can put a number to it because when there's a child in your theater, you'll know. It's just, and there was one directly behind me, but fortunately, it was the most adorable little Sonic fan who
Aw.
was just clearly was just there for Shadow. No, it was just there for Shadow. They were a Shadow fan. Oh, yeah. Oh, so you were there? You knew? That's exactly what they said. But
I was the kid.
that was you. That was you.
I think it was
Yeah.
for me. I only had like 10 people, and they were all just like quiet nerds. I think I was the loudest, if anything. I'm not afraid to laugh when something's funny. Like, oh.
See, normally for kids' movies, I go either to the really early or the really late showings. Just for that reason, because it's a movie made for kids. And you know what? With older kids, I expect 1 or 2 outbursts. No big deal. I feel like that's fine. Like if they're sitting there, if they went, oh, Shadow, like once, it's fine. I mean, one of the kids in the theater did that. Totally fine with that. It was the fact that this kid was probably 3
Oof.
at most. So, they were just acting like a 3-year-old does. And I wish the parent would have taken him out of the theater, but they didn't. So, is what it is. No big deal.
I think my theater had like 2 or 3 kids, but I think 2 of them were pretty quiet. One of them was like making noises, but I think his or her, I don't know, I didn't see. I think their parent made them shut up every time they spoke up. I think they only spoke up like 2 or 3 times. They're like asking questions like, what's going on? Like, no, shh. So I got lucky. I got very lucky.
Well, without further ado, I think it's time we get into the plot.
Oh, we're talking about the Sonic 3 movie? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah. Lest we forget. So yeah, Sonic 3. If your movie experience was like mine, we actually start off with the crew, namely Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, and Tika Sumpter, thanking everyone for watching in theaters, XYZ. But then the movie begins. We open and we get a little splash of where we're at. Oh, well, actually, we open and we get a little stinger of DJ Junkie XL's Live and Learn orchestral rendition, which for this first scene, they played like 7 different times. I don't know how they did it, but they did.
Wait.
But we...
Sorry. That thing about Ben Schwartz, I didn't get that. But I did get...
Oh, you didn't get that?
But I did get Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Knuckles. Mostly Sonic, Knuckles, Tails coming on screen to tell you to shut the hell up, put your phone away, and don't be a bad hedgehog like that guy. And they showed Shadow looking real cool, like, I'm a cool hedgehog. Did y'all get that?
I did get that,
No,
yeah.
I got the Ben Schwartz one.
I got both.
I got both. Screen X, baby.
Hey.
Sponsored. So yeah, we open with the title card. Where we open up, everybody? Frickin' Prison Island. That's right.
Oh, they went hard. Yeah. I was like, oh, we're here.
Might know recently. Yeah, from Sonic Adventure 2. Name drop. So we open and we have some gun soldiers monitoring a stasis pod with Shadow held inside. The monitoring systems are hacked with an attack that displays Robotnik's logo. So Shadow bursts free from his pod and is quickly surrounded by gun soldiers. And he uses his chaos control and teleportability to dispatch the guards, which was kind of hilarious because they did not put up any resistance at all. I don't think a single shot was fired.
Yeah. They didn't shoot at all. You're right. I forgot about that.
And there was one line that I remember of. I think they said something like, "We need more guys," and the other guy's like, "Those are all our guys." It's like, all right, we had them really under lock and key here, I guess. We had one squad ready. So then we get a dope shot of Shadow escaping Prison Island, skating along the water, which you might remember from the trailer.
Hold on.
And then
Can I
I
just
think
say
at that moment,
it
go on.
was so cool when Shadow like punches through the freaking like glass thing, like wasn't that badass?
oh yeah, rumble in the theater.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, yeah. So I think right then is when we get the title card, and then we get the orchestral live and learn with that stinger they do of the down, 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 down. So then we cut to Sonic and friends in the woods. Him, Tails, and Knuckles are getting ready to race, and Maddie and Tom are there too, the human characters. they're also there. Tom's like, yeah, me and my brothers used to do this all the time. It'll be good for him. So Sonic starts winning the race, and he reaches the end to find that Tails and Knuckles are already there. Seemingly, they beat him, and he's like, "Oh, what the heck, guys?" And pretty surprisingly admits defeat. He's like, "All right, I guess you guys freaking beat me. I guess I'm not so freaking fast." But then he realizes they're actually holograms. That's not Tails and Knuckles, and he's worried for his friends now. He's like, "What's going on?" Rushes back, and what do we get? Freaking surprise! All of his friends are throwing him a birthday party, where a B Earth Day party, as it were, celebrating his first day on Earth. And they get the party freaking started. But then Tom and Sonic are walking along, and they find Sonic's old underground hideout from the first movie. Finds his old security system, hits himself with the nunchucks. And then they find an old drawing of his old home and Longclaw. And then Tom and Sonic have a nice heart-to-heart moment. Tom says, "Hey, you found family here. Despite all you've been through, you never changed in here." And he points at his chest, and Sonic's like, "Yeah, my lungs." He's like, "No, your heart." He's like, yeah.
My lungs.
So the party is then later interrupted when a gun helicopter lands at their campsite. And Director Rockwell comes out and asks for Team Sonic's assistance. And we have a funny little moment here of, like, Team Sonic, who came up with that? And Knuckles is like, "We're Team Knuckles." I think he says that there. I like that one. So no hesitation. They're like, "Yeah, screw it. We're going to go save the day. See you later, humans." Tom and Maddie. So they hop on the helicopter, and then they fly through a freaking ring, which looked dope. And now they're in Tokyo. So they come up with the plan. They're like, "All right, we're going to get down there." Well, first they're like, "Where are we going to go?" And then there's an explosion. We're like, "All right, let's go to the explosion." And tells us, like, "I made these super indestructible handcuffs, and we're going to use this to capture the guy." Oh, and then here we get a very nice reference to Sonic Adventure 2, where Ben Schwartz says, "Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movie, we're out of here." And I'm like, okay, a little on the nose, but I'm here for it. And I gotta ask, what's Shadow doing here? Why is he blowing shit up? Is that, or do we know?
I think he's confused, but
Yeah, okay.
Agent Sedaris said, Shadow looked adorably confused in Tokyo. I am with him.
I guess that must have been.
I loved confused Shadow. Like, where am I?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think we have a
50
moment of him in
years.
Tokyo. Yeah, exactly. He's like, 50 years? I've been in stasis for so long? 2024? But then we get the...
He looks up at a building, and for some reason the building just shows the year.
Yeah, it's 2024, by the way. Let's be clear. Year of our Lord.
I don't think I've seen that before in a billboard. By the way,
So-
for any confused hedgehogs out there.
Yeah, conveniently. And then we get the the standoff scene from the trailers. Where Shadow's standing on the car. He hits him with the, "Aren't you all a colorful bunch?"
Are you
Counter's
a
just doing his best. He's trying his hardest out there. And they have a little back and forth of like, "Why does that guy look like you? He does look like me." And Shadow's like, "No, you look like me." And it surprised me that they didn't go for... Nowhere in this movie did they call each other Faker.
Oh yeah,
Which
that's
was a
true.
choice. Sonic has a recurring thing where he calls them Other Hedgehog or something.
I like the part where Ben Schwartz is like, "No, we don't want to fight," and I was like, "No, actually, I do want to fight him."
And-
I love it. I love it. Knuckles. So much.
Shadow easily takes down Team Sonic, and he takes off on a motorcycle with a pistol for some reason. All of a sudden, just for that one shot of him being like, "Don't fucking follow me," and he's holding the
hell
gun,
yeah.
I'm like, looking badass.
The way he kicks the gun up and catches it, looking so cool. By the
and
way,
it's
can
like
we just go ahead?
Go on.
I was like, I lost my mind when Shadow got on his freaking iconic freaking motorcycle bike that just so happens to be there, that just so happens to work with him or whatever, with just so happens on his height, and he's chaos controlling with the bike, and then that whole scene with Shadow versus Sonic. Oh my god, nothing makes me lose my mind more than Sonic versus Shadow in any way. We don't get those enough. And we got that in the movie.
Mm-hmm. So going into that, Tails and Knuckles are like, "Don't go off without us, Sonic. Don't chase him." And Sonic's like, "Whatever," and just kind of chases off after him. And somehow Shadow has some ability to turn this motorcycle into some magical thing that can go as fast as Sonic for some reason.
Yeah.
And then he's just firing this laser pistol in random directions all through the street, and Sonic's dodging him. And you gotta imagine someone got hit. Now, I don't know what this laser pistol is going to do if it hits a human.
Pew, 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 pew.
But, yeah. Oh, there was a nice line there where Sonic says, "Hedgehog to Hedgehog, who does your highlights?" I like that one. So, yeah, then they teleport around. Eventually, Sonic's holding onto the bike. Shadow does chaos control. He teleports into midair, rides the bike up a building, does the Akira slide up the building.
Oh, yeah.
Into
So
midair.
good.
Sonic runs up after him, and they're about to freaking like Dragon Ball Super Saiyan punch each other. They're like glowing and sparkling and stuff, and then they collide and release an EMP blast that takes all the power out in Tokyo and knocks Sonic unconscious. Then Sonic awakes to find himself handcuffed to a rooftop, and Tails and Knuckles find him, and there's a funny line here that I like where he's like, "For tactical reasons I can't get into right now, I had to handcuff myself to this rooftop." I really like that line. And then that's the last we see of Tails' indestructible handcuffs, which might not seem like a big deal, but to me, the way they brought it up, I'm like, oh, this is going to be like a big plot device, and this is how they're going to like get Shadow, and no, we never see those handcuffs again. But after losing, they decide they need to reconvene with their contact at Gun, Commander Walters. So where do they decide to meet up at? A Chow Garden, which in this canon is a cafe in Japan with a bunch of Chow mascots. And different from the trailer where they're singing some specific random Japanese song, instead they're singing a Japanese version of "I Want You Back" from Jackson 5. And I loved it. It was a choice. They did it. And then we get another funny line where a kid walks up to Tails and says, "Are you Detective Pikachu?" And Knuckles makes fun of him. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you do look like Detective Pikachu." And I'm like, Nintendo's gonna eat you guys alive.
You do look like a Pokemon.
So with the Chow Garden, the one thing I kept thinking about that's driving me crazy is with the Chow Garden being there, that implies that the humans are aware of Chow. But I don't think we've ever actually seen one on film or it's ever been brought up or anything.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
So I'm wondering where they got the idea to make the Chow Garden. Like, this is driving me crazy. I've been thinking about it and I was like, I don't remember them ever talking about it or showing Chow at all in any of the other movies.
Yeah,
You raise a good point, because now if they decide to do Chow, they're either going to have to just ignore that or address it and give a reason of how they knew. But, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Later, Commander Walters shows up, and he explains to Team Sonic how Shadow was an experiment that Gunn was working on to harness his chaos energy. And they show Shadow running around like this sideways hamster wheel, charging up this big like battery. And he says the energy was too powerful and caused a tragic accident, and then the freaking battery explodes. At least that's what he tells them. That's what he tells them that happened. That there just too much energy, thing exploded. And he says, "Where you found family and friends, Shadow only found pain and loss." And it's like, whoa, this guy's serious. That's how you know. So then, Sonic and friends and Walters are attacked by a fleet of egg drones, and there's a freaking violent explosion. This guy gets blasted to smithereens. You think he's dead. But then Sonic and friends get pinned down by egg drones until a mysterious person rides in with a dope black suit and helmet on a motorcycle and throws a bunch of EMPs on the drones and deactivates them before just driving off. So, yep, saved him. And Walter's somehow still alive from the explosion. He's like, take this master key to our ultimate weapon. I can only trust you with it, Sonic, for some reason. And Sonic's like, Rick, okay, I will take it. And Gunn shows up. Director Rockwell and her crew shows up. And they try and find the key on him. They're like, oh, I knew we couldn't trust him, or whatever, for some reason. I'm not sure what they were talking about, but then Sonic and crew are running out the back of the cafe with the mascot heads on, and that was cute. And Sonic decides that they should follow the person on the bike, which they do immediately. So they follow the biker to the end of a pier, where it's revealed that it was Agent Stone, which, can I just say, he's looking freaking clean. Absolutely.
Dude.
Love Agent Stone. I wish we got more of him in this one.
I'm not gonna lie, real quick. When the person in the mysterious biker came out and started shooting and stuff, I was like, "Whoa, is that Topaz? Are we getting Topaz?" This is a very
dude, that would have been crazy.
For those that don't know, Topaz is this like agent that plays a similar role in the Sonic X cartoons, and they have a very strange relationship with Rouge the Bat. So I was wondering, are we gonna get Rouge the Bat? Is that Topaz? Is that Topaz? We're gonna get Rouge. It's like, oh, it's Agent Stone. I was like, okay, I like Agent Stone, by the way, but I don't know, for some reason my brain was like,
that would have been amazing. Unfortunately, I had seen too much of like promotional materials where I saw the suit and I'm like, oh, that's him.
Oh, damn.
But so yeah, they follow him to the end of the pier. It's revealed to be Stone. And Stone reveals that they were tracking that someone else took over their egg tech, and they're trying to figure out who that is, and suggests that they team up. And he reveals the crab robot from the water, which is now like their mobile base, which is a very interesting way to implement the crab robos from the games into the cinematic universe. So we cut to the inside of the crab, and we have one of my favorite bits, which is this novella that Robotnik is watching called La Passion, and it's just some random rom-com or romantic novella where it's like, oh, Isabella, you're cheating on me with my twin brother, and she's like, he's a better lover than you or whatever, And Robotnik's like, that's what you get for trusting, or whatever. So yeah, we reveal that Robotnik has gained an immense amount of weight, grown his hair out, and is living off of microwave burritos. And boy, does this guy need to clean his microwave, because that stood out to me, just how disgusting the inside of that microwave was. So he turns around and Agent Stone's like, we got company. Let's team up. And Robotnik puts up almost no pushback to that, and he's like, all right. And we get a nice little montage of him cleaning up, getting his head shaved. Got some trivia on that scene here. The sequence of Dr. Robotnik getting his head shaved happened on set. As Jim Carrey stated, it took a year and a half for him to grow his hair out. And actor Lee Majdoub, Agent Stone, actually cut his hair. So, how about that? Oh, I think that's also where we got that line where he's talking to himself and he's like, I've become undesirable to all genders. And
yeah, I like that line.
What the more callous of individuals will call man boobs.
The all genders line. I was like, oh wow, that's pretty base. Even though it's like self-deprecating. But
oh, you reminded me, we get another baseline a little later.
A little later, yeah. But one thing I want to talk about this scene, it's very silly, very gross. But when he's like talking, while he's setting up his burrito, like he puts the burrito under one of his like egg droid things, and it actually it's pooping ketchup and sauce and all that. On
yeah.
They put like poop noises. And I was like, oh my
the child
goodness.
sitting behind me in the theater's like, ew.
Yeah, that happened to me too. The kids, they're like, oh.
Your fart noise. So yeah, Robotnik gets cleaned up. We cut to Shadow, who has found the abandoned research facility that he was in. And he's looking through the rubble. And he finds a pair of roller skates. And then we get some flashbacks of Maria Robotnik first showing up at the research facility. And just to really spell it out for the audience, she's carrying a box that says Maria stuff on it, so we know what her name is.
Yeah.
And there's a weird moment of her walking up to some guards, and they're like, this is a restricted area. And then the other guy's like, no, dude, she's the lead researcher's granddaughter. She can come in or whatever. And she's got like her own room for some reason on this facility. But it gets us where we need to be. So Maria finds Shadow suspended in a test tube in a random room. And she makes friends with him by drawing a cute little bunny face over his pod. And that got a laugh out of me because he looked absolutely adorable. And she holds her hand to the glass and gestures for him to do the same, and they do when they bond. And then we get a montage of them bonding together, where he's pulling around on rollerblades. He's doing like medical tests, and he sneaks out of them. She's playing guitar for him. They're watching movies.
I cried here. I admit it right now. Like that scene where Maria meets Shadow and she puts her hands on the thing. I know it's cliche, but that got me. The Maria / Shadow scene. I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't see that coming, but it hit me. It hit me pretty bad.
Yeah, a moment calling out made me choke up a little bit. Yeah, so they were watching a movie, and it was about like some killer alien from another world or whatever. And they also get to like an elevator shaft, and they manage to sneak out and watch the stars. And they're laying on their back on the grass watching the stars, and they have a nice moment. And Maria says something along the lines of, my grandpa told me that it takes years for the lights of stars to reach our planet. And Shadow says, one of the pivotal lines of the movie, and one that kind of made me choke up, is, the light still shines even after the star is gone. And I'm like, oh, I know, because if you know, you know. And then you're like, that hurts. Yeah, Shadow has another line. I've seen how the others look at me. They're scared of me, like the monsters in those movies we watched. I don't even remember my home. And Maria says, this is your home, Shadow. Then Shadow ends his flashback within that pod room where he first met Maria in. And Gerald Robotnik reveals himself and suggests that Shadow takes revenge on humanity with him. And that's what they do. That's their plan. But then we have Sonic, Robotnik, and crew arriving at the facility as well. and they come to a sealed door, and Robotnik's talking about hacking it, and then Knuckles just punches it down. We have some funny lines about Knuckles being unsettled by the decrepit facility, because they're like, you remember horror movie night? And they show him watching Casper, and he's just like screaming his lungs out, starts like strangling them, and they're like, let go.
There's no such thing as a friendly ghost.
Yeah, there's no such thing. They eventually arrive at a fork of 3 pathways, and Robotnik suggests they split up. Says the red and yellow rodents take the left, the blue one goes straight, and me and Stone go to the right. And Sonic's like, as if we're gonna let you out of my sight. Tails and Stone go left, Knuckles go straight, and me and Robotnik will go right. And then we get some nice moments of each of these different groups doing their thing. Knuckles first, where he's getting scared, and some steam scares him. He turns around, and Shadow sneaks up behind him, knocks him out. Then we get a moment with Stone and Tails, Agent Stone and Tails talking. Stone says, how long have you been working under Sonic? And Tails says, I don't work under him. You know, we all have our roles. Sonic's the leader, Knuckles is the muscle, and I'm the gadget guy. Where I'm like, I was really expecting him to say the brains, if you're me. But he doesn't. I guess it'd be too conceited.
I was thinking that
he
too.
said, we're friends, just like you and Robotnik. And then Stone is like, has a moment where he's like, yes, friends. That's exactly what we are. And if you're me, you're like, I know what he means. They're actually lovers. And that's he didn't want to say it in front of Tails, I guess. Didn't want to be jealous. So then Shadow jumps Tails and Stone, knocks them out. And then Sonic and Robotnik are looking around Maria's old room. And they have some moments, oh, someone used to live here. Then they find some deactivated egg drones. And Robotnik has moments like, oh, my babies. So I wrote in the recap here that I actually don't remember how Sonic got taken out here, because they were in the room together. I don't know if it was Shadow again or what. But Sonic gets taken out through hook or crook. And Eggman arms the drones, but then Gerald reveals himself. And then they have the moment of like him revealing like, I'm your grandfather. And then he like quizzes him, like prove it, makes him say a bunch of smart stuff. And then it was a choice here where they had a blatant fourth wall break where he's like, it's almost like I'm an actor in a movie acting against myself.
Yeah.
And then they're like holding their hands apart just enough where it's like the green screen won't overlap. It's like, all right.
And they literally look at the audience. It's almost like we're the same actor.
Mm-hmm. All right, that was a choice. But then he proves that he's his grandpa, and he's like, oh, grandpappy, and they hug. So the two Robotniks reconvene with Shadow, who has all the heroes captured, and Stone. And there's one of my favorite lines where Robotnik's like, Stone, why are you tied up? Do that on your own time. You make me sick. And at this point, Gerald reveals his plan to blow up Gun HQ with the Eclipse Cannon. And they're like, give us the key, Sonic. And Sonic's like, you really think I'd be so stupid as to bring the key? And Shadow just takes it off his body because he is that stupid. And I don't know what this device is that Gerald drops, but he's got some little Pokeball that he just drops, and it creates a freaking black hole. And then Shadow Chaos controls them away. He never uses that again the rest of the movie. Seems pretty powerful, but...
Freaking nuts. Like, wait, what? Like, why did this happen? Whoa, what? And Tails immediately explains it. Oh, it's just a black hole. We gotta get out of here. Like, and then Knuckles has a moment where he's like, my teeth, they're also muscles, and he bites onto like some cable to hold them from flying away. And Sonic is like, I'll get us out of this trick shot, and throws a freaking ring that bounces a million times. No way he calculated this, but I don't know. He's got power. His powers are beyond me. And then they narrowly escape. Lost where I was. Okay. So then the Robotniks are back on the crab, and they establish that the second key is within Gun HQ, and they have to infiltrate. But first, Eggman and Gerald strengthen their familial bond by reliving all the memories they never got to experience via a VR simulation. And there's
the moment that my theater cracked up the most at is when Jim Carrey tackled himself into the Christmas tree when he was pretending to be Santa. And then at the end, they're watching fireworks on a park bench, and Stone feels left out because he was going to bring him some lattes with steamed Austrian goat milk, and he was ignoring him. So after that, Team Sonic meets up with the Wachowskis to prepare a plan to stop the Robotniks. And then they have a moment here where they're plotting their infiltration of Gun HQ, and they just violently murder Sonic by having him run into this force field before it's revealed it's a simulation. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was very strange that they did that. I was like, that was a choice showing us.
And then they do it again with the laser grid.
Yeah,
they just cut him to fucking pieces. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So their plan is to take out the force field by having the Wachowskis sneak in and plant a USB drive to disable them. They explain the Master Emerald is too powerful to use, and so here Tom's like, well, why don't we just use the Master Emerald, have you go Golden God, and just deal with business? And this is how they keep a plot, I guess, because they're like, nah, it's too powerful, we're not going to use it, we promise we're not going to use it. Knuckles has the hit in a way. And they're like, all right, well, I guess we're doing this plan then. We cut to Robotnik and crew arriving in London. And they get the special spandex suits that they wear. And they instruct Shadow and Stone to wait within the crab. And we cut to Team Sonic enacting their plan. The Wachowskis are going to sneak into Gun HQ, and they have this, like, camouflage holograph tech that they hit on their collar that turns them into other people. And this is how we get our excuse to get Rachel and Randall in this movie again. We get those actors on screen, which I'm glad they did. So they just walk into Gun HQ. I don't know why the force field is not a problem for them. I don't know what's up with that. So they walk inside, and they're turned away at the front desk. And this next scene is a choice where Maddie decides to use Rachel's powers of sass, I guess, to sass her way inside the building. I'm like, okay.
She's like, what was it? She's like, you know what gun
This must be
means?
your first day.
Yeah. A gun is gonna whip your ass or something. What was it? I don't remember. I don't remember. I remember there being a good line there. I laughed. I thought it was good.
All right. To each their own.
so good. I don't remember the line.
And then through hook or crook, they get inside the server room. They have like a moment where they're hiding from Director Rockwell. So they get in the server room and they plant the USB, and it doesn't work. And they're like, wait a second. They take the USB out, and they start blowing into it. And Tails is like, that's not gonna work. That never works. And they plug it in, and he's like, oh, it works. And he's like, yeah, little trick from the 90s. And then Tika Sumpter's like, the best generation. And I'm like, all right.
the best decade or something.
I'm like, all right, we're a little on the nose, but all right. And then they're like, is there supposed to be another USB here? And it's like clearly a Robotnik USB. And they're like, oh shit, we're in trouble. Because the shield's not staying down. So Sonic is about to be vaporized, but Tails catches him and throws him through the last little gap in the shield. Then we cut to the Robotniks. They're revealed to be using their suits that have camo abilities, and they sneak into the laser room. And as they walk to the grid of lasers, Eggman pushes Gerald into the lasers, which reveals that the suits are laser-proof, which is weird because they're fully covered except for their heads, which is their most vulnerable part of their body. But I guess the lasers don't affect that for some reason.
Yeah.
Or they got extremely lucky and they just happen to always miss their head. And they decide to have a little dance moment.
I love this scene. This is one of my favorite scenes in the entire film. The dance scene and the lasers. I laughed very loud for a very long time. I loved it.
Some impressive moves for sure. Let's see. So yeah, Sonic catches up to them, and then they start racing towards the second key. But they are both stopped in their tracks because the key is surrounded by these gravity panels, which will either increase gravity or decrease gravity. And it's being controlled by Director Rockwell, who knew that they were planning to come here. So Knuckles punches through the wall. The Wachowskis show up. Chaos ensues. I forget exactly how this all goes down, but eventually everyone's being tossed around or sucked down by the panels. The controls are knocked out of Rockwell's hand, and we have a moment where her and Eggman are crawling towards the controls, trying to turn the machine in their favor. And then we have like a surprisingly violent scene here of the Wachowskis being stuck under rebar that is being violently shot into the ground right next to their heads, and like seemingly about to die. Terribly violent deaths. But that works Sonic up enough where he gets the strength to free himself. And yeah, he saves them. I think it launches an EMP blast here. I can't remember. At some point, we cut back to the crab, and Shadow and Stone are watching more La Passion. And they have a moment of, okay, you must fight to the death with your twin brother. And she hands them like these little crossbows. And one brother's like, there can be only one. And then the other guy's like, there can be only one. And I'm like, oh, God. But then, and then we get a banger line out of Shadow who's like, Isabella should kill them both. She's not a prize to be won. And I'm like, let's go, Shadow. There you go. And I think from an EMP blast from Sonic, getting worked up, knocks the crab over or something, and they get knocked into the water through hook or crook. I don't know if you guys remember what exactly happened there.
Yeah. Didn't it?
I don't know.
I was wondering if there was a reason why her name was Isabella, because I believe there is a Sonic character called Isabella.
Oh, actually, I'm not even certain that's what her name was. I think I just wrote that down.
Oh, I thought that's what it was.
It was played by Sophia Pernas. Let me see if the IMDb has her role there. Oh, Gabriella. Gabriella was the name. I just put, you know, some name down because I couldn't remember, but Gabriella.
Oh.
I'm sure we'll see her in the next movie for sure. So Rockwell gets away with the second key, but Tom uses his hollow camo disguise thing to disguise as Walters, and hold on, to disguise himself as Walters and orders her to give him the key, and she does easily enough. The Robotniks are surrounded by some soldiers, but Shadow shows up and takes them out again, just teleporting around. So Tom's walking down the hall disguised as Walters, and Shadow sees him, and he's like, oh, this is the guy who was also doing those experiments. I'm gonna freaking murder him now. And he fucking flying punches him across the hallway, and Tom absolutely eats shit and gets knocked out, and Shadow takes the key. But then it's revealed that's not him, and Sonic's like, Tom, and Shadow has a moment of like, oh shit, what have I done? Because he sees how like upset he was over Tom and how it reminded him of Maria. And he said, oh, we have the moment of, what did you do? And Keanu Reeves is like, what I had to. And he just fucking teleports away. So then Robotniks and Shadow take off into space, and they're heading towards the Eclipse Cannon. Eventually we see Stone crawl out of the water, and that's literally all that happens there. Tom is taken to the hospital, and Team Sonic is left to discuss what should be done. Sonic decides that he is going to use the Master Emerald to get revenge on Shadow for what he did to Tom. And Tails and Knuckles show some resistance here, and they're like, we said we wouldn't do that, XYZ. Knuckles is like, I will beat your butt, Blue Boy. And they're getting in each other's face, but then Knuckles is like, you know what? Fine. You know, go ahead, use the emerald. But I warn you, the emerald's guarded by a warrior so fearsome, so great. And then it cuts to Adam Pauly from the Hit Knuckles Paramount Plus show. And he's fucking playing hockey with the Master Emerald.
Yeah. I laughed.
And Sonic's like, give me the emerald. And he's like, sorry, Sonic. I said I would defend this emerald with my life. And Sonic just immediately takes it. And he's like, well, I tried.
Oh, oops.
So we get a dope transformation here where the emeralds come out. He turns super and blasts off into space. So we cut to Shadow and Gerald on the Ark. And they're having some dialogue here where Shadow's having some doubts. He's like, is this what Maria would have wanted? And Gerald says, this isn't about what Maria would have wanted. This is about what they deserve. And Shadow's like, all right, good enough for me. And then he charges up the cannon by doing that hamster wheel thing again. And then Gerald reveals to Eggman the dopest of suits, where he gets his actual like Sonic Adventure, Sonic 06 style coat with like the white bars on the red, and it looks dope, and it's got some cool engraving on the side. Oh, so good. But then he also reveals that they're planning on eradicating the Earth and all of humanity, including us. And Robotnik Eggman is like, I'm not okay with that. What the hell? And then they see Sonic heading towards the Ark, and they're like, what's that? Are they shooting missiles at us? And they're like, oh, that's moving too fast. And then Sonic violently blasts through the side of the Ark, knocking a hole into the vacuum seal, and the Robotniks are almost sucked into space to die violent deaths. But the emergency like shutters kick in, and Sonic just blasts Shadow through the other side, starts knocking him down towards Earth. But even though Sonic is super here, when he's fighting Shadow, it seems like he's struggling a little bit. And eventually Shadow knocks the emeralds out of him. The emeralds are knocked onto the ground, and they both start rushing towards it. They both turn super, and then they start having like a extremely Dragon Ball-esque fight of jumping all the way across the globe, going from the pyramids to XYZ, wherever. And Crook, Shadow invokes rage from Sonic by mentioning Tom's name, and Sonic just freaking knocks his lights out and knocks him to the moon, knocks him out of super form, and Shadow's like, all right, I'm here, do it, finish this, and he gestures to his chest again, and that reminds Sonic of the moment he had with Tom, and he realizes this is not who I am. And then they start trauma dumping to each other. And Sonic's like, yeah, you know, I lost Longclaw, and despite the pain, I cherish how much she meant to me, and that's more important. And then Shadow says the line again that makes me choke up a little, where he's like, the light shines even after the star is gone. I'm like, oh. And emboldened by Sonic's change of heart, Shadow decides to team up with Sonic, and they freaking do the Predator handshake, and they both turn super, and it's very Dragon Ball. Live and Learn kicks in, and we get to enjoy that for 10 seconds before they stop playing it. Wish we got a little more of it, but oh well.
Down.
Down, yeah. Immediately ends. Gerald sees them coming, and he's like, oh, Shadow turned on us, whatever. Sends some robots after them. They're dealing with that in space. Eggman turns on Gerald, and they start having like a fight with nanotech and weapons and stuff. And pulls out like this giant nano hand and slaps him, and he's like, oh, it's cool nano hand. He's like, I was saving it for Comic-Con, but there's not going to be a Comic-Con, so... And then Eggman starts using his nano weapons, and he has one where he could like generate stuff. He says, set up defense, and then a fence is built, and he says, damn you, autocorrect, and I laugh. It's funny to me.
I thought it was funny.
And then they get like insect arms and stuff, and they have some weird nanobot fight stuff going on, and they're knocking each other around. Gerald gets the better of Eggman, and he's standing over him as he dangles off a ledge, which he's about to be sucked into space. And they have a moment where he's like, any last words? And Eggman's like, something I never thought I'd say. And Gerald's like, what, I love you? And Eggman's like, no, it was totally going to be something else, but now I'm not going to say it at all if that's how you're going to be. and then he falls. And then Gerald turns his back, but it's revealed that Eggman was saved by Tails and Knuckles, who had traveled there via the rings. So Eggman knocks Gerald into the Chaos Energy field, and he's vaporized like it's a bug zapper, and it is hilarious because it is just so quiet.
It's like, it's kind of violent for a PG film, I thought. I was like, you gotta...
But then they play a bug zapper sound, so it's like, that softens the blow, I think. Like, and he's gone. He's gone.
Like, okay.
Like, oh, wow. All right, he's dead. Tails and Robotnik are unable to stop the laser. So the laser fires, but Sonic and Shadow are holding the beam back. So Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik are attempting to turn the laser away from Earth, which they managed to do last minute. Sonic loses consciousness. Robotnik has a line where he's like, I did it! And then the laser hits the moon and cuts like the bottom fraction of it off, and he's like, look what you guys did! So Sonic, who is now unconscious, is hurtling towards the Earth. So Tails has Knuckles throw him after him with the last ring they have to save him, but Tails loses consciousness due to lack of oxygen. But Knuckles is also there, and he saves both of them and manages to throw the ring. Due to the excess energy from the excess chaos energy from the beam, the Ark's going to explode. So Eggman and Shadow work together to move the Ark away from Earth, where Shadow has them try and delay the explosion while Shadow pushes it away. Eggman has a moment where he says, if I can't rule the world, I might as well save it. And Stone is standing on the streets of London, and television screens all over are filled with a broadcast from Eggman. And Eggman has something along the lines of, I dedicate this last broadcast to... And he was going to say something else, I don't know what, but he eventually changes it to Stone. He says, you were more than a sycophant to me. You were a sicko friend. And I'm going to miss your lattes with steamed Austrian goat milk. I love the way you made them. And then he explodes. Sometime later, the day's saved, and Sonic and crew have gotten back together to have one last race for real. And they race through the woods. Sonic runs into the screen. Credits. Sonic 3. That's Sonic 3. And then we have some mid-credits and post-credits scenes here. So after the mid-credits, we have Sonic reaching the end of the race, which is seemingly on the other side of the planet, and he says something like, I think I overshot the finish line, and it's like nighttime, and it's slowly revealed that Metal Sonic is appearing behind him and is going to shoot him, and he shoots him, but then Sonic is behind him. He's too fast. He says something like, if you're going to take a shot at the best, be sure you don't miss. But then he's surrounded by many Metal Sonics that close in on him, and he is saved with a hammer that flies in and destroys all the robots. And he asks, who are you? And we are revealed to a hooded Amy Rose.
Oh, yeah, that's Pastel Paul's right there. Man.
Pastel Paul's herself.
When the scene happened, I'm not gonna lie, I like shouted. I was so excited. I almost cried. It was amazing, perfect, loved it. Very excited.
I loved her design.
Yeah, same.
I loved it too.
I gasped. I was like, oh, perfect. It's great.
I think she had a line here. I forget what it was, where he's like, who are you? And I forget. She said, like, there you are, Sonic, or something like that. I don't know. And then, if you sit through the entirety of the credits, you get one last scene of Shadow's... Oh, yeah, because I forgot to mention this, but Shadow took his limiters off to push the Ark away, and that was badass. But then, the last scene, we see one of his limiter gauntlets in the dirt, and then Shadow's legs can be seen walking up to it, pick him up. So, telling us what we already knew, that he's still alive, because nobody they were going to kill him off. And that's it. That's Sonic 3.
Damn. That is a movie I liked.
So I did have one or two issues with the movie, little things. Them just being able to breathe in space.
Yeah.
I mean,
we just kinda...
I guess you can argue in this canon that they're aliens.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah.
But it was weird. It's never addressed. It's never explained. It was kind of weird.
More
And then the
than
fact,
that they could talk in space.
Yeah, that they could talk, they could basically fly, they could
How is the
they
sound
could do
getting-
everything in space. And not just that. So they kind of implied with that scene that like Sonic and Shadow could breathe in space.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine, I could roll with that. Except, so I would think that would apply to everyone, you know, all
Yeah,
the
you're right.
aliens,
Because
right?
then Tails loses. loses
Yeah,
consciousness.
then Tails loses consciousness, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
It was
Wait,
very
like,
That's a good
inconsistent.
point.
It really confused me. I was not happy with that. I got to be honest. I was really confused by that. The other big issue I took was I was totally understanding why they didn't do Maria and Sonic in space on the Ark. Made sense. I get it. They probably couldn't do it logically. You know, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it just being a base on Earth. What confused me though was that Maria wasn't sick, and that the explanation for her being in this high security military base was just her grandpa takes her everywhere. I was like, okay, wait a second. Like, I can forgive not being on the Ark because I get it, logical reasons. That's fine, totally fine. But at the very least, Maria should have still been sick. I was really
Yeah.
confused by that. It was
I actually
A weird
I missed that in
choice.
the recap of how she actually dies because they Walters is there because they're running away. They're trying to escape, and they're trying to stop them. They have guns trained on her, and Walters is there, and he's like, "Don't shoot!" And you think like, "Oh, this is it. This is where it's gonna happen. They're gonna shoot this girl."
Shoot
And
her!
instead, he knocks the gun. It shoots like a canister, which then causes the whole facility to explode. Which was a choice, and I understand they had to do that to keep the PG rating because no way you could just shoot a child,
right.
and keep that rating. But I do like the one aspect of how that changes his story at the Chow Garden, because he's like, yeah, there was through an experiment or whatever, but no, he was there, and he was ordered with those people to kill this child, even though he had a change of heart. But
Yeah.
I still also agree with you that yeah, should have been sick, should have had some reason to be there other than, oh no, she's the lead researcher's daughter. It's like, okay, what is that? What?
Yeah, like
granddaughter.
that was
Like, what?
just that was a weird choice to make. I'm also not sure how I feel about Shadow coming down in a meteorite and not being created. That was again another choice. I'm assuming that that's going to lead back to the origin with Black Doom. That's what I'm assuming, which I can get behind that. I can. But it just kind of felt that by doing it in that way, by having him land from the meteorite and having Maria not be sick, it kind of begged the question of why even include the Maria storyline? Is it just to give him a tragic backstory?
Yeah.
Because like
Yep.
Yep.
it was a little odd. It was a little odd. It was a choice they made, and I'm not sure if I like it. I don't know. It's just I wasn't too happy with that. I'll be completely honest. And again, I'm newer to the fandom. But what I did notice, and I did really, really like, was during the montage scene, the BioLizard was a show and not like an actual BioLizard.
Oh, I didn't
was-
pick up on that. Oh, my
Okay, yeah,
gosh.
it was a fantastic choice. So I was wondering
Wow.
what they were going to do, if they were going to do anything with BioLizard, because I remember going into it thinking, if they did anything with BioLizard, it's probably going to look silly. It's probably just going to be silly, and I hope they actually don't include it. So then, during the montage scene with Maria and Shadow, they're sitting down watching a movie together in that little tent, and it's a very, like, black and white 60s old, almost like claymation with real people type of movie, like the old Godzilla movies, but it's the BioLizard. It was
Wow.
such a wonderful choice. I loved it. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. It made me so happy to see that. That was
went
an
over
I'm
me.
sad I
amazing
missed that.
Yeah, that went right
Yeah.
over me.
I just
Yeah,
thought it was like a
because then-
Godzilla reference, but wow.
No, it was the BioLizard. He looked like from the games and stuff. It was great. And because then, yeah, Shadow later references that. He says, "Oh, people think I'm like that monster from that movie we saw,"
Mhm.
you know. And I was like, "Oh, this is
Oh,
great. This is fantastic."
And I
I like
forgot to
that a lot.
mention the
nice catch.
I forgot to mention that he came from a meteorite. And yeah, now that you mention it, I'm like that monster from the movie because wasn't that the reveal that the bio lizard was the ultimate life form or whatever originally?
Prototype.
Yeah. So originally,
Yeah.
if I remember his storyline correctly, it's that. So Maria's sick. That's why she's on the Ark with Gerald, because it helps like her sickness lowers the progression or something like that. And he's trying to research how to cure her. And eventually he gets this idea and he makes the bio lizard. And the bio lizard is what he's trying to make to hopefully, be able to cure her disease. And then I think if I remember right, he finds old information regarding like the echidna, and they show what basically looks like supersonic. So when he later works out and makes Shadow, it's based off of that old mural with supersonic on it. Yeah, and so Shadow's created to be the ultimate life form, and in hopes that by making this life form that doesn't die of old age or disease, it can find the cure and help Maria as well. And the bio lizard, I think it was just too unstable, I think was the big problem with it. I don't remember all the details regarding that. So eventually they like lock it away in a cellar basically and forget about it. Like they just ignore it. Yeah, so I love seeing BioLizard. I like that. That was a wonderful, wonderful choice. I was very happy with it. When the only other choice that I cracked up for the wrong reasons. When they're in the Chow Garden and the wall gets blown up and we see Walters was like under the rubble and stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
This may be weird, but I noticed this and I don't know why, it just made me laugh because it looked kind of dumb the way they did it. It just looked like bad acting. So basically, when they pull the rubble off of Walters, he's like totally unconscious, knocked out. And then they say something like, "Oh, Captain," and he just opens his eyes immediately.
Yeah, I remember that.
Not a pretend to wake up, and just opens his eyes and says, "Oh, Sonic, you got to take this." And I was like, "What?"
I guess they needed that because I'm like, oh, this guy's dead, and then he jerks his eyes open. I'm like, oh, okay.
Take
Yeah.
this.
It was just.
You're the only
It was
one I
kind of
trust,
funny to
Sonic.
me. It was funny. I like that. I don't know why that one got me. I just thought that was really silly the way
That
they
is
did it.
funny. And just ridiculous that you're the only person I trust with this weapon that can destroy the planet, Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
So you mentioned in the Chow Garden too that they were playing that song from the Jackson 5.
Jackson 5, yeah.
Do you know why that is?
What?
Oh, no, I don't.
So, fun piece of Sonic lore that I
Oh.
actually learned. Sonic was originally based off of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, wow.
That's where the red shoes come in. Yeah.
The shoes, yeah. And then
And I think they had even worked out like music that Michael Jackson was going to work
Yeah.
on for it.
No, he did Sonic 3.
They were having trouble
and
finding
say-
like the credits for that, but yeah, I think the going belief is that he did compose stuff for Sonic 3.
No, I actually know
Yeah.
this one. So it was like a theory for a while, for like a long time. Like there was like no unconfirmed source. But when Michael Jackson died, it's because he didn't want. It's because the whole deal was Michael Jackson did not want to be known. He didn't want people to know that he worked on it because he was not proud of the Sonic 3 movie. But when Michael Jackson died, it was confirmed literally like days later after he died that yes, in fact, he did do Sonic 3. He did help compose.
Sidereus says Sonic 3 soundtrack in particular matches up very closely to Michael Jackson music. Never confirmed due to the court stuff. Yeah,
No,
I'm sure that
they
had
can't
a
confirm
hand into
after
it as
he
well.
died though.
But I thought where I thought you were gonna take it was like oh yeah, the fans want the Chower Garden back. That's why they were playing I Want Your Back.
They do want it back. I don't know why they haven't brought it back.
Sega, give us one more chance.
Well, I recently learned playing Sonic Adventure 2. All right, I blame my chat for this. This is 100% on my chat. If any of my chats here, it's your fault. They were telling me to rock the eggs in the Chow Garden to get them to crack open, and it wasn't working. I don't know what they were just like. Pick it up and rock it. So I was just kind of like running my character back and forth, thinking that's what they meant. But nobody explained to me how to rock it, so I threw it.
No,
I threw the egg.
I had a feeling this was gonna go there. Like you're running around. Oh no.
And it worked. I mean, I have my chow.
It worked.
But then I just learned from another streamer, they were saying that it could turn into like the evil chow, not the good ones, because I threw it.
Yeah, depending on who threw it.
Rouge threw them.
Oh, I think it'll be Hero actually.
Okay, because I was told that they could turn evil, and I was like, what?
It can.
What?
Yeah, that's the thing you could resent your parents for sure. Just throwing me as a baby against the wall.
Yeah, it's like someone from the hero side beats the shit out of them, they turn evil. And if someone from the dark side beats the shit out of them, they turn hero.
Anytime I would like accidentally jump next to a chow and it would like hurt them, my heart would stop.
Yeah, same.
I would have to just shower them with pets.
I think I always used tails because of that, because you can always make a soft landing if you use tails. I think. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Wait, hold on. Pastel, your chow's absolutely turning evil. It's getting darker. It's noticeably darker than your other chow that keeps trying to drown itself.
Yeah, if you
with that other chow.
I'm having a hard time in my chow garden right now. I have one that I threw against the wall, and I mean it's out now. I didn't even realize it's getting darker, so that's terrifying. And then the other one, every time I turn around, I swear to God, I will pick it up and put it across the garden on the opposite end. But every time I turn around, I hear the screaming noise, and it's like in the water. Yeah, it's freaking out, and I'm like, because I have to jump in there and get it out and give it food, and I feel bad for my child. Like, I've been really nice to them, but every now and again, I threaten them. I have to. That one in particular, I do. I give him food. I make sure he's taken care of, and he ends up in the water again. And I keep having to tell him, I'm like, sir, one more time, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with you.
We gotta get him some yellow drives.
I love the chow. Me and my sister were obsessed with those things. She might be lurking right now. Actually, I don't know.
So to
Jesus' sister?
Yeah, I had one of those. Oh, two of those actually.
What?
Yeah. But yeah, we used to be so obsessed with those things. Like
me and my sister
we used to like leave it on
Garden.
and then go to bed, but leave the GameCube on with the Sonic Garden, the chows. Okay, we wake up in 6 hours, then it should be bored. Like calculating how the chows work. Well, I guess we're getting a little sidetracked.
Well, to end cap on the review here. Before we get into like our definitive like 10-point ranking, I wanted us to talk a little bit about Sonic 4 and what we'd want to see in it, what we think we'll see in it, based off maybe the mid credits or like loose ends from the story.
Is it okay if I take a quick bathroom break? I'll try to be quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'll take the reins here with Sonic 4. What I'd like to see. I mean, with that mid credits, they have the Metal Sonic showing up. Now we're led to believe it's not Eggman because I'm pretty sure Jim Carrey's done. He's retiring. He's not gonna reprise his role as Eggman. So it's got to be someone else. And I would like to see Agent Stone taking the reins a little more. And I would like to see him become Dr. Stone. Not the anime, but, have him take the reins, be a mainline villain. I would love to see him in the games. Then we also have to wonder why Amy's there. What's her motivation? How'd she get there? Why? I guess we have to imagine. Oh, go on.
In some of the research I've done, because I had the same question, right? Apparently, there's an older comic, very obscure comic that they believe is what they're going with for the storyline, and in it, it's kind of like a Terminator-esque story with Sonic, Amy, and this Metal Sonic army. So,
oh no,
I'm thinking that's what
Sonic
they're doing. But I don't know. I don't know the story, and I cannot tell you the name of the comic. I have no idea. But that is what I've heard, is that there is a storyline in one of the Sonic comics where it's kind of like a Terminator type of story with a Metal Sonic army.
Well, I got to imagine what I'll just call Mobius, because we don't have a name for it, but the other world that Sonic came from. I mean, there was kind of some loose ends with the echidnas there, where they were looking for the Master Emerald. They didn't get it. I don't know if they would just give up. I mean, I have to assume Amy's from that world. Beyond Long Claw, I'm not sure what kind of civilization exists there. I think they had established there was birds and echidnas, and Sonic for some reason. The name is also a hedgehog, so I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah. When it comes to Sonic 3, when I think about how that went and what was revealed in the end credits, for Sonic 4, I guess my only really hopes for Sonic 4 is, oh my god, that's right. He has a real name. It's Ogilvy Maurice Hedgehog. I forgot about that. For Sonic the Hedgehog.
Banger.
That's his name. But
Swagged out.
the only hopes I really have for Sonic 4 is just with the Amy character. This is going to be a weird comparison to make, but for example, in the Super Mario movie, I feel like they did a really good job with Princess Peach. In particular, with Princess Peach, when she, is kind of showing off that she has these abilities and this power and whatever, and Mario asks to help, she doesn't laugh at him. She doesn't dismiss him. She just kind of is like, yeah, sure, Does she really need his help? Maybe not. Maybe she does. But she doesn't, throw it in her face and isn't a butt. I just really hope that Amy isn't...
Yeah, she's not a damsel.
Yeah, well, she's not a damsel, but she's also not I don't need men. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what made me really happy with the Princess Peach. So my big concern is I hope they don't go the Sonic Boom route. Because while Sonic Boom is objectively a hilarious show, and I love it, I do not like Amy in that show. Because she has two personalities that whole show, and it's either super hyper fangirl or crazy hyper feminist. There's no in between, and I'm not super happy with her in that. So I'm just
always think
I'm
of that
hoping...
scene with Knuckles. Calling attention to it undermines it as an exception rather than the status quo.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping that with what they do with her, I'm hoping that she isn't this kind of useless fangirl damsel type that she has previously been in the other games that I've played through. But I'm also hoping she's not like how she was in Sonic Boom, where she's super feminist.
Yeah. We've only had 5 seconds, but so far so good. She whooped those robots.
I have a feeling... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
To add to what you're saying, I'm kind of already kicking myself in the foot because I did suspect that the mid-credit scene would be focused on either Metal Sonic or Silver, or maybe a squeeze, maybe a Blaze. I didn't expect them to go promo on Amy because I didn't think Amy was I know Amy's very popular, but I just didn't see Amy as some kind of like driving force to get people to go buy tickets compared to Metal Sonic. Well, mostly Silver.
I think you might be surprised. I think especially once images start leaking of her design.
For sure. For sure. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I did just say, I mean, like, Amy is a very popular character. I think if you did like a poll on the most popular Sonic characters, I think among the top 5 would be Amy. She's very popular. But the reason why I'm like, I should kick myself under the foot, because I think about a year and a half ago, they did make like a big deal about we are changing Amy. And I did mention it in your stream yesterday, but I didn't go too details on it. But they did make a big deal that they're making huge changes to Amy, and that she's no longer gonna be this obsessed with Sonic character. And I'm like, oh, I think for as early as right then and there, they were already gearing up for Amy, and I guess that should have been the clue that Amy would be the mid-credit scene character. I think I have a good feeling you're gonna see a very cool Amy on this next film.
The only thing I don't want is Team Rose. I won't see it. If Team Rose is there, I won't see it. I won't do it. No, I'm not doing it. I can't. I won't.
Froggy.
Don't.
Jinx, dude.
No. You're giving me PTSD. I can't.
Yeah, we got possessed there. The spirit of Big. I think you were still in the bathroom, but Pastel was telling me about there was a comic run of Amy's character being like a Sarah Connor coming back from the future against a robot or an army of Metal Sonics, and that could be where they're going with the next one.
Oh.
I don't know the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't know the name of the comic. All I know is that, from what I've heard about the comic is, it's like a Terminator-esque story with an army of Metal Sonics, and Amy and Sonic are in it. Agent Sedaris would probably know more about it than I would. I know Agent Sedaris is a huge Sonic fan, so Agent Sedaris, if you're there actively, maybe you know the name of the comic or what people were referencing when they were talking about it.
Yeah, he was telling me about it yesterday.
Sedaris is actually saying in chat they're prepping for a Sonic Heroes plotline. Yeah, I could see that. But then, unfortunately, Pastel would probably be getting her Team Rose. Sonic CD, Heroes is kidnapped. Yeah, Metal Sonic. There's just one Metal Sonic in that one, so I don't think they're doing that. Sonic the Comic. I feel like these are Chat GPT prompts or something, but but yeah, I hope it's what I was theorizing. I think you're in the bathroom for it, but I want Dr. Stone. I want Agent Stone to become the new big bad, take over. Because I mean, he was there with Robotnik the whole time. He could do it. He would probably want to avenge him because now he knows they were friends and he died. Maybe he would hold resentment to Sonic and the gang for that. Could be. Or Jim Carrey will come out of retirement again, and maybe Shadow teleported him out with him. I don't know.
Look at
Probably
the
not.
bizarre
Well, I hope
art.
they don't do that. I'll be honest. But so yeah, I say let's end cap it with our final ratings. So what would you guys give Sonic 3 on a 10-point scale? You can do decimals. AJ, if you'd like to start.
Like full out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
It might be better. Instead of the 10-point thing, how about we rank the Sonic movies?
Okay. I think this one is the best of them. I I think the Sonic 3 beats the rest of them personally.
And maybe that's lame, because now that I think about it, I think we might all agree that, unless you disagree, Pastel, I think it's gonna be 3, 2, 1, top down. I feel like they do just get better. Though I could see, because you did mention some stuff about 2 that maybe you might like.
Yeah,
the
I
first one
think
better.
for me, definitely 3 would be my top choice. Yeah, I think it was the best out of all of them so far. It's tough though between 2 and 1 because I did really enjoy 1. And like I said, my only complaint with 2 was just the pacing at times. It felt like it was going really slow at times. And which is interesting because Sonic 3 kind of had a little bit of an opposite problem. Where there were moments where it kind of felt like the pacing was really fast. Like in the middle of the movie, like it felt like it kind of went really fast. I was like, whoa, getting whiplash watching it.
Yeah.
But I think ranking wise, yeah, I'd probably have to go 3, 2, 1 if I think about it objectively. I think they've just gotten better each time.
Oh, and AJ, where would we put Knuckles in that mix?
I would put Knuckles above the first one.
I think I was gonna say the same thing,
but maybe below the second one.
I feel like it's kind of wrong of us to do.
It's kind of weird, yeah, because it's a very different format.
It depends if we're ranking it on enjoyability versus quality, because I feel like the 1 is definitely a better made piece of art, but gosh, if Adam Pauly doesn't just have a special place in my heart.
Yeah. I love Wade. Yeah, I guess I'm willing to give it a full ranking. I'm not afraid.
Okay.
I'll give it. I think I give Sonic 3 8.5 out of 10. But I'm a big Sonic fan. I think if you're not a big Sonic fan, I'm not gonna say you're not a big Sonic fan, go away. But I feel like if I wasn't and I saw this film, I'd probably give it a little bit lower, especially for like some of the points Pastel brought up. And Jim Carrey, I love Jim Carrey and I love all his scenes very much, but they are a little bit, there's like a disconnect. It's very different from the rest of the film. I think if I wasn't already just a big fan of what's going on, and if I came in like empty brain, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 or 8. I don't know. The live and learn scene, goosebumps, and watching Sonic fighting against not just Sonic, and the Sonic versus Shadow scene was fucking badass as hell. But the Super Sonic versus Super Shadow, like when you see them going across the globe fighting each other and then going to the moon, I was just like, I don't think there's a Marvel movie that goes this crazy, actually. It's some cool shit going on. I don't know. It's hard.
what Dragon Ball Evolutions wanted to be.
Yeah. It's like very awesome. I don't think I've seen and consumed so much Sonic bullshit. I don't think I've ever seen Super Sonic versus Super Shadow. That was original to the film, I think. I thought that was cool. But yeah, 8.5, maybe a 9. I gotta see it again. Like, after calming down, maybe when it's on digital release, watch it again. My thoughts might change.
Yeah.
It might go higher, it might go lower, it might go the same. But
I definitely like to slow down on some scenes and look at the details when it's released on digital. I think I'm right there around you. I'd probably give it like an 8. And again, that's coming at it with like the knowledge of being a Sonic fan and all the references that they're putting in there. So I feel like if you're not like touched up on the games, and like maybe if for some unholy reason you've only seen the other movies, it'd probably be closer to like a 7. I could see it being a little lower than that if you weren't in the mood for it. But I feel like even as a fan, there's a lot of fan service, but then there's also a lot to be desired. Where again, like, I wish Live and Learn played a little longer.
Yeah.
I wish they did give some of the characters a little more depth, especially like with characters that are important, like Maria and Gerald. But as far as enjoyability goes, I think it is paced well, albeit a little fast near the end, and it's doing the modern cinema thing of just like pad it out with enough jokes where you won't get bored. It'll keep you entertained.
I think
I'll say an 8.
on my rating, I hate to do this, but I think I'd have to give it like a 7.5 because at the end of the day, my perspective is the newbie perspective to the Sonic fandom. And my big issue and the reason why I have to rate it a little bit lower on the scale is only because overall it was a great movie, and even though I'm not like huge in the fandom, I know enough that there were a couple nods I was able to notice and enjoy and be happy about.
I mean, you saw stuff we didn't.
Picked up more, yeah.
Well, like it maybe it's just because some of the stuff was a little bit fresher in my mind. Because I really have been diving into the lore with stuff, and like for example, I know there was one thing that was disappointing. I felt like was a missed opportunity. When Eggman goes to stream on the TV and he says something like, "Oh, this is my last stream," he should have said, "I have an announcement." I mean, that's straight from the game. Yeah, like I felt like it was a missed opportunity. That's just me. But the big thing that got me with it is something about this movie felt a little bit more kidified than the other ones. And I don't know what it was. I think it was some of the humor, but it felt a little bit more kidified than the other two movies. And maybe I'm just misremembering the other two movies. Like I said, it's been a bit since I've seen them. And that's the only reason I have to rate it a little bit lower, is it kind of felt like, from what I'm remembering, the first two movies felt like it was geared towards an older kid audience. Like I would imagine the target audience was kids between the ages of like 8 to maybe 12, right? Whereas the third one, it kind of felt like the target audience were kids aged like 5 to 10. Like it just felt a little lower, a little bit more kidified than I was expecting from them.
Hot dog with sound effects.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. It just felt a little bit too kidified. And I thought that was interesting for the fact that they were going to be going into the Shadow storyline, which is narratively pretty dark. So because of that, I think I have to rate it a little bit lower. I think I have to give it like a 7. That was just the one thing that kind of was like, it was a little disappointing. It was.
That's good points.
That's fair.
I agree with you. In fact, Gerald, hell, you almost made want me to lower my score. But like Gerald is such a dark character, and it was like, in the end, he's like, I want to blow up the Earth, and that thought process is dark on itself. That's not a very common thing. Whenever like a villain comes out and they want to do something like grandiose, it's always to take over the world usually, or mess it up in some way, but he wants to kill everybody. That's fucking crazy.
Well, yeah, it also felt sudden because, like Sidereus was saying in chat, he was goofy the whole movie. Yeah, if he was more sinister all throughout, it'd be more believable when he says something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, it's kind of like disconnect where he's like, I want to kill it all, and it's like, that's kind of OD. But like, the way you're saying it is kind of like, I'm gonna, I don't know, throw away the remote controller, and now you're gonna have to get up to turn on the TV. Like, I don't know. And
like, let's add the shock factor to that of he wasn't just like ready to blow up the Earth, he was ready to kill himself. He straight up said that. By the way, we're gonna die too.
Yeah.
This was for like, Comic-Con, but I'm not. But I guess we're not having.
We're not going though.
I was just kind of like, oh my god, like it got real dark at the end there. I was like, oh my goodness. And it did. It felt a little disconnected.
Yeah, I think it's like you were mentioning, like they probably felt the need to like soften the rest of the movie so that didn't hit as hard, but then it was to its own disservice, I think.
I didn't like that Tails and Knuckles didn't get very much screen time. I mean, Knuckles got a bit more than I thought he would. And I think every scene with Knuckles, I smiled and laughed. It was good. But Tails was very shafted in this film. We rarely got Tails.
He had that one scene with Stone. He had the handcuffs. And then he passes out. He didn't get his big hero moment. He fucked it up.
And then, and I think like twice, Tails is like, well, this is gonna happen. Oh, I guess I'm wrong or something like that. What was it? What's the password? Oh, that can't be the what was it? That was like connecting to the thing. Oh yeah, he's like, oh, it doesn't work. And it's like, don't worry, you just blow on the USB. That doesn't work like, oh, I guess it, oh, okay. Right? For Tails. Hey, we didn't get anything much for Tails, really. Pretty disappointing.
It's a shame, because I love Colleen.
Mm-hmm.
So happy for her that she got to be part of this after being with the world for so long.
But yeah, to go back to the Amy reveal. Yeah. So the models, I just want to point out that the models in the overall show, the overall movie thing, keeps getting better and better. Like first we got Ugly Sonic, who's nobody likes, and then they fixed him up, and oh, he looks great. Like he was adorable in 1, he looks cool in 2 and 3. Tails looks cute, Knuckles looks great. Then Shadow gets appeared, and I'm like, oh, the Shadow model is so cute. I love the Shadow model. It's so fluffy, and it fits it all well. And then when they show Amy, I was
Amy's
like, yo,
hold my hammer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yo, every time they show a new model, it gets better and better. Like, that Amy model is so good. I can't wait for the next one. And
yeah, I was so excited when I saw her model. It looked like they changed her hair up a little bit, but I don't hate it.
Shorter.
I love it.
Like
I'm not mad at it at all.
It's cute.
Yeah, the eyelashes too. I was like, okay, all right, love it. I'm very pleased. I'm very excited.
Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it.
Some blurry Peter cam.
I can't find a good one. Yeah, all I'm getting is AI generated stuff.
Yeah, man.
No, there's no good pictures. You got one?
I think so.
No, I think he sent you Titan Tails.
Oh, I love Titan
Not that
Tails.
Amy.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Titan Tails. Y'all ever seen Titan Tails? Here's your chance.
What the hell is that?
Wait,
Oh my God.
you got the one with the? Oh wait, this is the whole wiki. Hold on. Where's the one with the butt? Oh, there it is. The butt picture.
What?
A multiverse of tales.
What am I looking at?
Dang, Titan Tails.
But oh.
However, it's within my power to absorb the power of chaos energy. Oh, this is such like fan character coded.
I love Titan Tails. It's so goofy. It's awful. So awful that it's great.
I sent a photo of Amy.
Oh, you got it? Okay. Oh my goodness! It's so cute! Alright. Well, I kinda... we'll just use a new picture. I'm very new with OBS if you're looking at what I'm doing back here. Alright, here we go. Look at that. It's great!
It's so good.
Yeah, like she's got like a lot more hairs in the front, like a little tuft, and hair looks a little shorter.
I love it. I'm so
Very
excited. I cannot wait.
Big fan.
We still have an outfit reveal comment. She's hidden in that cloak.
Yeah.
That hammer looks awesome. Like the design of it's kind of like it's got some tech to it. So she threw it like a boomerang.
They went a little bit more hot pink with her look than usual. She's usually a little bit more pastel pink, but I'm not mad at it. I like the color a lot.
It might change.
I think it'll look good on screen, but especially next to the other characters.
I have a feeling they are already like a year into production on this. I have a good feeling on this like past pre-production. I mean, at least. Like I think they're already gearing up to release this like pretty quick, and by quick I mean 2 years from now.
Sid brought up a good point. Sid says that they hope that he does the SA1 gamma plot for Amy. That would be wonderful. That would be great.
So my hope, Dr. Stone.
Yeah, we're
get
probably
that, I'm
Dr.
happy.
Stone. We're gonna get Dr. Stone. I don't think
I
we're
agree
gonna
with you.
get
I
him
hope for
again.
that.
Because Lee Majdu is just so freaking wholesome, and he's so nice to the community online and stuff. So
I forget what else. Oh, I think they're gonna be a Shadow TV show. I'm expecting a Shadow TV show. Like them showing Shadow being alive. Like that's nice for like no one can argue or theorize or talk about, well, is the Shadow alive? Of course he's alive. No, but who they didn't show? No, they just confirmed it. But I'm like, they didn't have to. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's gonna be a Keanu Reeves Shadow the Hedgehog TV show. Maybe we'll see Rouge.
Well, the director's already confirmed there are multiple projects in the work. So we know for sure we have Sonic 4. Hopefully it's out next year. That's what I'm hoping they'll
that
do,
would be
but
crazy.
we'll see. But we already know Sonic 4 is most likely in the works. They were saying it depends on ticket sales, but come on. I think that they were just bluffing. I think they already had it working. And then they did say that there's multiple projects, and yeah, that's a big theory, is that's going to be a Shadow TV series instead of a movie. So, and I do hope that. I would like to see Team Dark.
Yeah, I would. I'm a huge fan of Omega as well, Agent Sidiris. I've been saying it so wrong this whole time. I always say Agent Sidiris.
it's gonna be interesting to see what they do without Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
Or
that's
just
crazy.
without,
They killed him
an
off
Eggman. Yeah,
again.
I think a Dr. Stone could work. They'll have to commit hard to it though. We know they have something because these Metal Sonics had to come from somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's like Tesla had mentioned and we're getting the Terminator. But
We might.
it's a little early for that.
I'm
time travel.
surprised that I forgot about this part. I was very confused. Like, so he took he has like Sonic's little fur that he always licks since the first trailer, in fact.
Yeah,
licks the-
yeah,
and then
we didn't
he's
mention
got
that.
And then he just
Like a
kind of
drug.
tosses it. Wasn't that kind of weird? I thought I was like,
I think they hold on to it.
he throws it away before it's over. He tosses it to the
You know,
side like he just
he's trying to
chucks it.
quit. He's trying to quit.
I always
He's
thought
just-
like, oh, is he
Just
gonna
one
do
more and I'm
something with
done.
it?
One more and I'm done. I swear.
They're trying to
Sorry, you were
create
saying?
the ultimate Metal Sonic. No, I don't know. It's more like a Dalek storyline. Dalek?
Exterminate.
Dalek from Doctor Who. Yeah.
Oh. I'm trying to think.
We can open up one of the Metal Sonics. Charmy's inside. There's no reason.
That's basically the prop, the Brotherhood of Metallic. No, remove Charmy from canon. Oh, you don't like Charmy? I hate that freaking bird. I love Charmy. Well, I don't love Charmy, but I like Charmy. Oh, you know, is there anything else to bring up or talk about in the film or future film?
Nothing I can think of.
Nothing that comes to mind.
I think we exhausted it. That was a good 2.5 hours of discussion on it.
No?
Yeah, overall, if
Good
anyone
show, guys.
hasn't seen it and they decided to watch this, I would recommend it. if
Yeah,
they get the chance.
yeah, watch it. In fact, don't. I don't think you need to see it in theaters. I really think the theater showing is literally for the fans, so that you don't get spoiled like we just did. I guess. But it's a good film. Once it comes out on digital and you can see it, you should see it. Maybe with some friends or some other Sonic friends. Go make fun of it. Although I don't think there's much to make fun of, actually.
Tell them about the Biolizard thing. They probably missed it.
Oh yeah, you could pause it and be like, "Oh, the shills what you Sonic fans know." I watched
Most
the
Sonic fans
Paul's
can't read.
practical movie. Yo, you only got that. Yo, we're the only ones that brought it up.
Yeah, unique. Exclusive. Put that in the thumbnail. What you missed in Sonic 3, but then it's just 2.5 hours of us talking about it here.
Yo, boy, Sonic Shadow. Oh my God, live and learn. I like movies with Sonic in it.
Sonic movie was greenlit, by the way. Just looked it up. Oh, I had little doubt.
There is a. Let me see. Apparently, this is the movie version.
Oh, Rip Vod.
Yeah. Oh, you think we're gonna get
Muted at least.
well,
For the movie version, Paramount's gonna be all over that.
it's okay, I recorded it. It goes past that bullshit.
God bless Johnny. Blessed be Mr. Gioeli.
The original songwriter is trying to sue Sega over the lyrics, by the way. Really? What? Wait, do you mean 100p? I think you might be referring to 100p. Like,
Mm,
yeah, it's the whole thing, I don't know their name, but to do that,
lyrics for the song.
you sure about this one? I think you might be referring to the Knuckles.
Well, definitely not this one. Johnny Gioeli's well over 23.
Cause the guy, the Knuckles side of the, you guys know about this? Oh, let me see.
Fresh 40 singer sues Sega?
Really?
No, he was promoting it. Why would he do that?
Huh.
Is there a date on this? Because I mean, they were credited in the credits.
He salted it, he's not getting a cut of the movie's success. Oh. Huh. Well, I mean, I would too if I'm not. If they use like
Well,
my.
I would hope he would promote it, or that he would be compensated for it. At least somewhat.
That's one of the best parts of the film. Huh.
That's crazy. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But I do know that the Knuckles guy. It's kind of awkward. Where'd that music go again? Yeah. Oh. The guy who does the Knuckles music in the Sonic game is also trying to do that. But yeah. I guess is this how we end it off? Is there anything more to say? Anything more to do?
Not that I can think of.
Nothing
I think
comes
that's
to
gonna
mind.
be it.
All right, well, it was great to have y'all. Maybe we could do this again for another film.
Yeah,
or...
see in 1 or 2 years when Sonic 4 comes out.
Yeah.
Or for the Shadow TV series, we'll do an episode by episode. Nah.
Well, Pastel Paws Practical, thanks for joining me and doing this thing we just decided last minute out of nowhere to just do. I want to do more
Thanks
of
for
these.
having us.
I like doing
Thanks for
this
doing
kind
it.
of stuff.
Yeah, this is fun.
Let me more than a shout out. Let me just put a link. Oh, I like turned off the music. Oh well. Let me put a link to your streams so that it appears on the VOD up there.
Right there.
Oh, how about for the VOD? You both tell us once again, where can we find you? Or I know you introduced yourself at the beginning, but do it one more time. Where can we find
Uh,
you in your streams and what you do?
Yeah, you can find me at B3 Practical on Twitch, streaming a lot of different stuff right now. Yakuza Kiwami, Ace Attorney 2, Kingdom Hearts, Dream Drop Distance. Definitely plan on playing some more Sonic games in the future. I'd like to eventually 100% Sonic Adventure games. Ah!
It scared
What
the
the hell?
shit out of me.
It's working. I gotta find the plush I threw earlier at Pastel. I don't know where that went. But where can people
Well,
find you,
my
Pastel?
my name is Pastel Paws. You can find me as Pastel Paws Gaming on Twitch. You can also follow me if you want on Twitter and Blue Sky. There, I am Pastel Paws Live. Once again, I am a variety gaming streamer and a VTuber. And right now, we're working through Sonic Adventure 2. And we do plan on playing all of the what's accepted as the canon Sonic games in order. So we're going to be doing that for more Sonic content from me. I do occasionally play other games, Cult of the Lamb, Dead by Daylight, Stranova, all kinds of stuff. Infinity Nikki. So catch me there. Hope to see you guys. We're getting pummeled by plushies. Absolutely getting destroyed by them.
Yeah.
Where can people find you, AJ? No.
Well, I
my
mean,
chair is protecting me.
yeah, if you're watching this VOD and you don't know who I am yet, then maybe you should go find out. Go Google Anime Jesus, and you probably won't find me, actually. Twitch.tv/Anime Jesus. That's for Sonic content. I won't be doing anything like that for a bit. I did play Shadow the other day. Shadow X Gen. Holy shit! I've never seen that many plushies at once.
Whoa.
I've
my
never
God.
seen it do that before. That was weird. I have 25k points. Buckle up! Oh shit!
Gonna crash the stream.
But yes, I hope you enjoyed seeing my friends here. No, seriously, watch them. It's very fun. I enjoy both of their streams. They're very cool people. For real, check out Pastel Paws. It's very fun over there. Very wholesome. Very chill. A lot of cool people there that go there too. And
You can also
practical.
throw plushies at my head.
Yeah, you can go. You could go throw plushies at Pastel's Paul's head. Oh, did I even post a picture? I should probably post. Wait, actually, I actually got a picture somewhere. Hold on. Here. Here's a picture of these two, or at least promo art of them.
Yep.
Yeah, that's them. Wow. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what to say. How do I close this off?
That's all, folks.
That's all.
Gotta go fast.
That's what she wrote, or whatever that line is. That's all she wrote.
Gotta end stream fast. Or we gotta get us out of here fast, because you're gonna be playing some Rabbi Reeby.
Oh yeah, true. Should I close the stream and then restream, or keep streaming? I'll just close the stream. Tator and whoever else that wants to see Rabbi Ribby, I'll be right with you. Just give me a couple minutes, and I'll have the
It'll be
stream
back.
back up. All right. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.